Greetings, puny mortals. I'm the great and terrible NecroMage. Welcome to NecroMageTV Live, where we're going to be playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Woo!
Yay! Nobody likes this game.
I think the movie just proved that.
We're going to be playing in Rise of the Black Coven, which is a custom campaign setting that is currently available on Kickstarter. The link is in the chat, as well as in the description below, if you want to support the Kickstarter. I'm going to flip over to the gameplay screen so that you can all see Christian's lovely face.
I was doing finger guns. I don't know if I'm visible now, but...
You're visible now.
I'll do them again. Hi! Hi, my name is Christiana Lair. I am the author of the Rise of the Black Coven campaign setting, live on Kickstarter, and I will be your dungeon master, your dungeon daddy, your dungeon dom for these wonderful fellows. We have, on the paladin, Elberin, we have Gareth. On our wonderful warlock, Killian Doyle, we have Mage. And on the cleric Maze, we have our friend Scott. Normally, our bard, Lewin, would be played by Tyler, but he is ill today. So there will be some in-story reasons why he will not be here among us.
Sorry, Tyler fans.
Is there fan art of Tyler yet? You know what? Everyone in the chat, support Tyler. Draw your favorite fan art.
He's not a streamer. He's not a streamer.
No.
He plays Dark Souls with me.
You can... That means I have to drag the chat.
You could make the fan art of either of his characters, I suppose, or just imagine what he looks like.
I know this is a game of theater of the mind, so if you've got a particular idea of what Tyler's character Lewin looks like, we want to see it. We're creating a fan base.
Just like a D6.
He's just a Modron. A couple of bookkeeping things before we jump into it. First and foremost, yes, the Kickstarter is live. Link is in the chat. Please support me. Please support queer content. If you like what you see, please give us a pledge. Follow Mage at NecroMageTV and give him your money, your time, because he's a great
I'm on
guy
that 10 sub creep.
10 sub creep. He is being very generous and letting us stream on his channel to help support this Kickstarter. Also, in case you missed it last week, I wanted to say, because it was at the end of the episode, thank you again to the Deck Box for placing a wholesale order for the books. So if you, for some reason, are watching this and you don't pledge and you want to buy a hardcover copy of Rise of the Black Coven after the Kickstarter is finished, then you can do it at the Deck Box in Halifax, which is super cool and very big eco boost and very legitimizing to this little project that I'm doing. What was the next thing? Finally, just as a small disclaimer to everyone in the audience, the Rise of the Black Coven does discuss topics like child neglect, child endangerment. It does not actually showcase any violence towards children happening, but this is your content warning. Otherwise, this show probably isn't for kids because we will swear, and there's going to be violence that isn't directed towards children. Because it's Dungeons and Dragons. It will all be through tokens and pogs on this digital landscape, but, you know, it's still the discussion of violence. So if that's not your cup of tea, I don't know what you're doing here, because this is... What were you expecting?
Yazoo stream.
All right. So without further ado, I'll give you guys all a bit of a recap, and then we will jump into Rise of the Black Coven. Where last time, get your spooky music on. If you've got a playlist to accompany this, it's hard for us to play music, but if you've got spooky sound setting that might help you set the mood, that might be a fun little addition to our voices, our sultry, sexy voices.
And mine.
Last time, let's roll back from the beginning. Our adventurers have been contracted to come to a rural village in Alexandria known as Ravensburg. They have been asked by the mayor to help locate their missing children. It's on the map. The missing children of Ravensburg have been disappearing for several months, and what at first they thought was sad coincidence, the people of Ravensburg quickly realized that something else was going on, and accusations of witchcraft were aplenty. In particular, the party discovered that the local priest, Father Simon, had locked up a young woman by the name of Lucille Appleblossom, the innkeeper and innkeeper's daughter, family business, on the grounds that she is a witch. And though his evidence was thin, she was one of the only suspects until the party arrived. After meeting with the mayor's family, they discovered that the mayor's daughter, Abigail, had just turned 13. And through some digging through the town's archives, realized that 12 children had been taken up to this point, ages 1 through 12. And they believed that Abigail would be the next target. After coming up with a clever plan to disguise the mayor's family, the party left the mayor's household and tried to abscond with the family and hide them with Lucille imprisoned in the basement of the church, only to be attacked by a scarecrow made animate by some dark magic. The scarecrow attacked the party, and although the mayor's family was placed in the safety of the undercroft of the church, after the party came to help with the dealing with the scarecrow, upon returning to that undercroft, they realized that Lucille and the family were gone, with a note from Lucille saying that they have gone to safety. Lucille had also given the party a lot of information, namely that the Pendle sisters, local farmers, were her most likely suspect in the case, given that the farm they recently purchased was purchased for pennies on the dollar after a very tragic incident that claimed the previous owners and their families' lives. We start the session in the middle of the night after Lucille and the mayor's family have disappeared from the undercroft of the church in the town of Ravensburg. I'm going to move us all over to the town map, where our party is currently here. They have just received a note. They just leveled up to level 2, so good on them. And it is still nighttime. Thankfully for all of you, Father Simon, the person who is most vindictive against Lucille and most vocal about accusing her of witchcraft, is still asleep. Luckily, the combat happened on the other side of town, so he didn't hear any of the fighting. Now, given that it's the middle of the night, and they have just received this news, what does the party think they want to do? Let's start with Elberin. What's running through Elberin's mind?
Wind.
Well, I'm definitely not happy about this whole situation, both because I'm worried for the safety of Abigail, but also because Father Simon seemed to have some expectations of Elberin, and I feel like I didn't meet them.
Okay. Do you have any immediate plans to rectify any of this, or what's your thought process?
Well, currently he's still trying to collect his thoughts, but he wants to set out right away and rescue the missing peoples.
Okay. Wants to set out immediately middle of the night.
Yeah, not
Cool.
a moment to lose.
All right. Killian, what are you thinking?
Well, Killian right now is thinking that the forest is probably the safest place for them to have gone, and is feeling pretty pretty confident in his decisions up to this point. But he is a bit nervous that like they might get attacked en route. And we still don't have. I guess we have the lead of the Pendleton sisters. I was about to say we don't have any lead as to where the demon that attacked us came from.
Right.
But yeah, Killian at this point thinks everything's probably hunky-dory, and we can just settle in for the night and go investigate the farm tomorrow.
Okay. And Maze.
I think with her encounter with the scarecrow and nearly biting it, I think when she went down, maybe she saw or heard like this, like maybe she heard the sound of children like in trouble, and she feels that if she doesn't act soon, that death will come for these people. And I think it's sort of a situation where she has been afraid. She's like afraid of a lot of things, but she's realizing like as she goes into battle and she gets closer to death, she becomes like this fearless thing, right? And now she's like, okay, now I have like a purpose, and now I want to like go, but she doesn't know what to do, right?
Okay.
She's sort of lost.
So we've got one abstain, one vote, let's go right now, and one let's settle in for the night. which is great. Perfect.
God damn it, Tyler.
Lewin, for his part, yes, I think I should go check on Heinrich. I did promise Lucille, and now that she's out of town, I suppose I should check in on the inn.
Lewin, what happened to your voice?
I'm the scarecrow got me right here. Big scarecrow punch to the jugular. Yes.
Scarecrow punch.
Scarecrow. It's Scarecrow for Smash.
Yes.
Top tier DLC. Scarecrow for Smash.
Make it a Kickstarter goal, stretch goal.
Oh my god. I real talk, I don't know if I will ever run another Kickstarter again. This has been incredibly stressful. We're at 75% of our way there. So anyone watching, if you haven't supported it, please support us. Get us to 100% or share the link, share this VOD.
If you're watching this in the future on YouTube, July 11th is the cutoff date.
July 11th is the cutoff date.
So if it's not that yet, go do it. You can get this amazing adventure.
9/11's a thing. You have to stop it.
Oh my god. Don't put that pressure on them. Don't do that. Anyway, Lewin, for his part, he also booked a room at the inn, and he spent the time cleaning it. So he's going to go to the Apple Blossom Inn, and he is going to spend the night there and tend to Heinrich if you need him. He does have some spells available, and he does have some healing magic, so if you need to, get your save on your spell slots after doing some investigating.
If we need our boo-boos kissed.
If you need him to kiss your boo-boos, he's going to wipe them first, because that seems to be the type of person he is. But yeah. So, I will ask you again, what does the party feel like doing? Discuss.
Well, Killian is going to just sort of brush his hands, put his hands on his hip, look at the other two, and be like, "Well, I think we've done an excellent job here. To bed?"
Have we? There's apparently demons running around the town, and now these people are missing. We need to save them right now.
They're not missing. They're headed to safety.
Are they?
They left us a note. I destroyed the note, as per instructed.
I mean, I don't know that I buy that. Elberin's an idiot, but he's not a fucking idiot.
Maze, how do you contribute, or do you contribute to this conversation?
I think my character looks like she's freaking out a little bit. Like, she keeps all paranoid around. Like, she feels like we're being where are we right now?
You're still under the church.
Gotcha. Yeah, she feels like we're being watched. Like, she feels that okay, I think something's going on here.
Actually, at that, you are a cleric to the Morrigan, who sometimes gives strange inklings of prophecy. Maze, roll an insight check. Killian and Elberin, you can both also roll insight checks, but you have disadvantage.
Dicky.
Oh yeah, Maze. On a 24, your insight is almost like a vision, almost like second sight. As you get an inkling of a premonition, the morning comes. Father Simon brings a tray of gruel and stale bread, because he does not give Lucille the good bread. Coming down the stairs to the Undercroft and finding it empty, and you see him raging. You see him angry. And you see him gathering a throng.
Oh my. Oh my.
Elberin, you get this to not this degree, because yours is not premonition. You know the priest will be mad. You know Father Simon will be angry if he finds out that the adventurers hired to rescue children let his prime suspect go. Killian, you think everything is fine. Everything is good, handled for tonight. Gotta go to bed, gotta get that beauty sleep.
The girl is safe.
Girl is safe, Lucille is safe, the Cromwells, they're fine.
If we stay here, what's going to happen in the morning?
If you stay in the Undercroft?
No, I say that to.
Oh,
Kill-
sorry.
I say that to Killian. Sorry, Maze says that to Killian.
I mean, I'm sure.
I'm sure once the town finds out that, you know, that what's happened, and I gesture towards the scarecrow.
Did you bring the scarecrow with you to the church?
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
We weren't gonna just leave it there, were we?
That's
Just
what I
looks like
thought
a
we were
regular
gonna do.
scarecrow now. Okay.
I couldn't just trust that, just leaving it behind.
Fair enough. Sure.
I
It's a
kinda
magical
like it.
animate object. That's fair.
Yeah, I kind of like it. It almost killed me.
It did. It nearly succeeded.
I think, yeah. I'll turn it into a cloak.
Okay, so in the morning, we'll just do a little bit of damage control. Then we can go investigate the Pendleton farm. Pendle farm, sorry.
Of course.
The Pendle farm. And we'll figure out what's going on from there.
How are we approaching this this farm?
You saw a map of the region. You can take the southwestern road out down towards several farmsteads. So there is an area, 2-3 hours out of town, where you will find the Pendle farm. It abuts up to and next to the Sampson farm. Big properties, they're farms, so it's like a 15-minute walk to get to your neighbor's house, but still.
Oh, wait, the Pendles have their own farm next to the Sampson farm?
They do.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Sorry if that was not properly communicated.
Yeah. Yeah, I meant we would go investigate the Sampson farm, but I was calling it the Pendle farm because they own it now.
I think I mentioned that they use it for grazing their cattle.
Gotcha.
And so their cattle are nearby.
So we're just gonna walk up to their farm?
Why not if they have nothing to hide?
If you're innocent, you just let people walk into your house, right?
Yeah, and smash up all your pots and get your rupees.
Yeah.
Sorry, herpes?
Rupees. It's
Oh.
a Zelda reference.
That makes more sense.
Column A, a little bit of column B.
Thought smashing their pots was some kind of euphemism.
I mean, it's not a euphemism, but it's not that kind of D&D. This is spooky. This is spooky dungeons. It's serious business. No, none of the sex.
Elbrun wants to set off right away, and he is willing to do it without the party.
Ooh, taking a stand.
Where
Okay.
do you want to go?
I don't know. Maybe they left tracks, but the town's not safe right now.
They're not in town.
Yeah, the Pendles have a farm where they live. If you wanted to go there. If you wanted to investigate the abandoned farm, the Sampson farm owned by the Pendles, it's near their farm as well.
Which one's closer?
To the road, more or less irrelevant. They're about the same distance away. Like the difference
Okay.
would be like a 15-minute walk.
Yeah, I guess they're next to each other.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think heading to the Sampson farm is best for now because it's abandoned and the most likely place somebody could take shelter.
Listen, I think that somebody tried to stop us, and if we stop, we're going to give them what they want.
So that make it 2-1 against Killian?
Also, I'm going with the big man. Yeah.
Yeah, making a party full of charismatic characters with no clear leader.
Oh, I'm not charismatic at all. I'm trying to play into low charismatic. That's why she just blurts out things, and she doesn't know what to do and why she's so lost.
She also vomits water no
also
matter
vomits
where she is. She does not have any decorum.
Also, I think this is yeah.
Okay, Killian, your party wants to seemingly go to one of the farms. What are your thoughts?
Killian will shrug and gesture for Elbrun to lead the way then.
Sure. And you are all human now, right? Lewin was the only elf,
Elbrun
right?
is half elf.
Okay, so you can see in the dark, but
Yeah.
Maze and
I have a light spell.
Oh, I can see in the dark.
oh, you've got.
I've got the devil's sight.
You're not helping your case in this campaign.
Do you know what you used to be able to do back in the day? I think this was in second edition. You used to be able to cast light on people's eyes.
I mean, you can't not. I mean,
You could blind them.
you can always ask your DM, but
Yeah.
I mean, no, you'd have to.
Yeah.
You'd have to get all goopy up in there, but
It's not an object. You
Plus,
can't
I
even
think
cast
that's-
light like on
Maybe
your
if you
own
take
head.
it out.
Yeah, you take it out first. And put it back in. Just follow it up with a quick healing word. It's
I,
fine.
I cast light on the eye of Vecna.
Gross.
Surely
So-
that will work and have no unforeseen consequences.
So you
Those are
start
rich.
walking southwest of town. There is no obstruction. Everyone is inside. The commotion that you had caused by fighting the scarecrow, people stayed indoors. Maybe one person peeked out the shutters to see what was going on, but
Wait,
the town
wait.
has been on.
I have an idea
Sorry?
before we leave.
Sure. Yep.
I'm going to ask Maze if she will let me have that scarecrow.
Yeah, of course.
I'm going to take the scarecrow, run it quickly down into the basement where the witch was locked up,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to lock up the scarecrow.
This is charming. Roll me. I guess. I mean, would you like to No, this is a performance. Roll me a performance check.
Oh boy.
Simon's gonna hop downstairs with his
okay, 22.
gruel and his stale bread and get just mauled by a scarecrow.
The scarecrow's toast. The scarecrow is dunsies. But 22 performance. This, if you didn't know any better, would be a frightening thing to come across if you expected a young woman shackled to a church post, and you
This-
find instead this abomination, because it is
Did-
not a nice looking scarecrow.
Didn't
It
you
also
say?
hacked up.
Didn't you say that it could look like a normal scarecrow?
Yeah, they just look freaky.
Well, how would you know?
How would I know?
Could come back to life at any time.
That's true. Y'all don't know. Oh, my cat's on the stream. Cat tax.
Oh.
She's coming for cuddles. Here she goes.
Great.
Okay, so you set up your prop scarecrow, and you all start marching southwest of town into the black of night. And it was the middle of the night. It was after dinner, so it was getting later. So it was like 9 o'clock, let's say. So dark out, but not midnight. As you approach, according to the map that you had looked at of the region earlier, the farmsteads. I should inquire. Are you going to the Samson farm first, or are you going to the Pendle farm?
The Samson farm.
Yeah, I
Samson
think we're
Farm.
doing Samson Farm.
Confirmed. Okay. So, after walking for an hour and a half, a little over, almost 2 hours from Ravensburg, you come to a fence in mighty need of repairs, and it runs parallel to the town road. At the gate up ahead, you can see a faded, rotten, broken sign that reads, "The Sampson Family Farm." The paint is flaking in the dark, and the sign is at the point of falling over. And from this very gloomy vantage point, you can see a series of fields, grown over and long fallow. The light only carries so far, but from it you can see a dilapidated farmhouse and a decrepit well, and a shabby-looking barn some 100 feet back from the road. Also in the gloom are a trio of shabby-looking, vaguely human shapes that seem to be standing vigil over the farm as I move you guys to the farmstead.
Oh no.
It's probably fine.
It's not fine.
But your tokens don't have to be here. Lewin's not here. Lewin's going to be in this corner.
Send him in first.
So you guys aren't necessarily here yet. You're beyond the gate, but this is the layout that you see, but in the darkness. Surprised you wanted to actually go to the farm in the darkness, but I love that. I love that bold daring.
I didn't.
Man, I'm level 2 now. Eos's light is with me.
Fair enough.
Got all the light I need.
I'm a death player. This is my time to shine.
We can make out that those are like the shapes are scarecrows.
Roll perception checks in the dark with disadvantage.
I
Elberin, you. Oh right, you have the devil's eyes.
I have
Uh,
devil sight.
So the only person who has disadvantage would be Maze.
Perception?
Yep.
I got a 6.
A 6, a 9, and a 19. Elberin, you with your elf eyes, your half-elf eyes, can see that they are indeed on poles. They are scarecrows. Standing vigil over a barren, fallow, overgrown farmstead.
We should get out a. I say this to them. I'm like, we should get out a TORCH.
Nothing? You
Isn't
want to
that
say
what
anything?
isn't that what caused them to kick off before?
And I'm having a flashback of me lighting the torch and then getting one-shotted. I'm like, touche.
All right. Well, Elwerin will just keep his spear in hand.
Okay.
Do we
Do you
want
go
to
past the...
aggravate them?
I'm gonna get out my scythe because, I mean, why wouldn't I?
It's just
Yeah,
a
I mean,
perfectly
now you-
normal scythe. Farming implement for this fallow farm.
Yeah, I'd rather not disturb them if we can avoid it, if they are indeed animate.
All right. Killian will nod, but I would like to ready an action that if one of these fuckers moves, I'm going to blast it.
For sure. I love that.
I will take point.
All right. So, Elberin, I'll move you guys back to the road. Oh, my cat's driving me crazy. She wants in, she wants out, she wants in, she wants out. There we go. Anyway, you guys go past the farm gate, which creaks eerily and gives an unhealthy sort of thunk when it closes behind you. The hinge is long rusted. The wood is rotting. It is in desperate need of repair. More so than you would assume these 2 short years would have caused. But it's of very little consequence as you walk up the farm road and you pass the first scarecrow. It does not seem to move at all.
Excellent.
I don't like this. This gives me the willies.
Maze isn't looking at the scarecrows. She's looking directly at the well.
Yeah?
She doesn't
Directly?
like the well.
As you keep walking, can I get everyone to roll perception checks?
Certainly. Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
11.
Elberin and Maze, and Killian to a certain degree, you kind of hear it faintly on the wind. For you, it's more, you're not sure if you heard it, but you heard something. But Elberin and Maze, you two are 100% certain you hear weeping coming
Okay.
from straight ahead.
Well, I'm going to quicken my pace.
Oh, God. Stay away from that goddamn well.
You keep going, and it doesn't seem like the scarecrows move at all. They don't seem to do anything as you walk by. And you come to the farmhouse, which is here, and the barn that is here, and that eerie well, Maze. You can tell there is weeping coming from the well. And now that you're closer to the farmhouse, it sounds like there is weeping coming from inside it, too.
I'm going to take a couple steps back.
Sure.
And I'm going to throw up water on the ground.
Gross. So the grid's not lined up. For some reason, I tried to get this map to work better, but you can just use your arrows and we'll play a little bit of Calvin Vol with distancing, okay?
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool. So Maze is immediately distraught, and all of you can kind of hear the weeping of children now. One of the weeping sounds, does distinctly sound like it is coming from the pit of the well, echoing and sad.
Okay, well, I guess I'll go see if I can see anything in the well.
I'm going to cast guidance on him.
Sure.
I'm going to just be
I
mumbling
basically
like
step forward and tell him, like, be careful. Like, you know, there's danger everywhere here.
I'm just going to be muttering a prayer to Mob under my breath. Just an extended, like, oh, Mob, Queen of the Fae, Guardian of Metal Magic.
For sure.
Because I'm freaking out.
Elberin, you approach the well in the dark of night. Not a huge issue for you have dark vision. And as you look into the depths of the well itself... Ooh, cat! As you look into the depths of the well itself, you see, lying in the deep gloom, a shape of something in the water. And for a moment, it looks like a child. That is until these ghostly spectral hands appear out of nowhere and a screaming skeletal face shrieks at you and tries to pull you into the well. Can I get you to roll a strength check or a strength roll?
Yeah, for sure.
You've got guidance.
Guidance does
right.
not apply to this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
for
is technically a contest. Actually, do you have athletics? It would be athletics.
Yeah, I think I do. Just give me a sec here. Yeah, definitely have athletics. So do you want me to roll again or just add onto that?
Yeah, whichever you'd prefer, because I gave you the wrong roll. If you want to keep your 11, you can, and just add the difference. Or if you want to roll again, I will let you do that.
Oh, let's see if I can do better.
23. All right. So this thing can only get you on a nat 20. That's so funny.
You're
As
fine.
this-
It's just some Bodex.
It's just some code effects.
That's actually killed another paladin of mine before.
No, but Maze and Killian, you see this shrieking purple energied entity rise from the well as it pulls Elberin in. Elberin, you're bigger than a child, but you, I will get you to make a strength saving throw now. To basically, like, you can roll a strength save or a dexterity. That's fine. As you catch yourself
strength's better
before
than dex.
plummeting into the well itself, and now I need you all to roll initiative.
Ooh. Man.
Oh, damn. I forgot to tap my token first.
Hey, nat 20.
It should be okay, actually. Maybe. Where are you, Elberin? Yeah, for some reason, sometimes I just am not good at Roll20 all the time. I got you, though. Lewin, we're going to remove you from combat for the time being. Maze, you got a 14. We're going to remove the other Maze.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that.
No worries.
Just looking at it. Not bad.
Oh my god! I think I'm just hacking Roll20. All these critical
Is that
successes with my...
two natural 20s in a row?
Yeah, but at least it's not critting you. Oops, we don't need the scarecrow. We can remove the scarecrow for now. Descending order. This thing surges from the well, shrieking and furious. Killian, you get to go first. You have the jump on this.
Yeah, I
This
do.
spectral entity, vengeful and very clearly dead, gazes at all of you. What do you do?
I'm going to run up, still muttering my prayer to Mab, and as I finish it, a golden not golden, a glowing sort of blue aura encircles Killian's hand, and he slams it into the back of Elberin's shoulder, and it encircles him, granting him protection from evil.
Do you have holy water?
Do I need that?
Protection from evil and good requires holy water, if I'm not mistaken.
I
could be wrong.
It says holy water, powdered silver, and iron, which the spell consumes, but it doesn't have any cost associated with it.
Holy water costs 25 Gs.
Oh no!
It's an expensive spell because it's a very good spell.
Oh no!
If you want to do something else, that's totally fine. And if you want to rethink a spell, or if you want to spend the money, you can just have holy water. You were just at a church.
Yeah, I would have definitely procured that.
Yeah.
Had I realized.
Father Simon would have given you
Build
a
up your
discount
flat.
too. So if you had some cash left over, he'd sell it to you for half cost because he wants those kids found. So let's go. You've got protection from evil on you, Elberin. So what that means for you is that creatures touching you have disadvantage, and there's other things. But that's the big one for level 2.
Yep.
How smart is this thing? It's smart enough. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, perfect. Creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against you, and you can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed. If you're already charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature, the target has advantage on a new saving throw against the relevant effect. This spectral creature moves... It tries to move through Killian for a moment and realizes that ward it cannot, as it moves here around Killian, who is still on the cusp of the well.
You mean Elberin?
Elberin, sorry. It is going to try, seeing that shimmering barrier and not being able to pass through, it's going to try to touch Killian. A 23 to hit.
Ah, it's a miss.
Oh boy.
Well,
Yeah, it doesn't hit me. I don't take any damage.
I think it might.
No, I did.
Oh no!
As you take 13 necrotic damage. And I need you to make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that's not... There we go, core. Constitution, eh?
Constitution.
Constitution saving throw, eh?
Oh.
Nat 1 twice, eh?
Hey guys, baby.
So here's what happens. Until you finish a long rest, your hit point maximum is reduced by 13 hit points.
I just wanted to go to bed.
That is this thing's turn. So we're going to go to Elberin.
It's okay, guys. I'm at full health. 4 out of 4 hit points.
You die if it deals 4 damage to you now, Killian.
Oh god.
Okay.
You're
well,
within
let's,
cat killing range.
Give this guy a stab.
22 to hit is a hit.
All right. And I'm gonna burn my first spell slot
Uh-huh.
for a big ol' smite.
Big old smitey smite.
Yeah. I'm gonna call on Eos to disintegrate this asshole.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just
Oh,
double-check,
I have to
so
make a
believe
concentration
that also
check.
does extra damage against undead.
I believe it does too. So if you are burning a first level spell slot, that means you get to roll 3d8s.
Hey.
In addition to this 9 piercing. The piercing damage doesn't seem to be as effective, but that's still a really good pierce.
Yeah. And then 14 points of radiant.
This beautiful daylight plunges into the spectral entity, and it radiates out from its core, and there are pockmarks and holes of light just shining through it, and its eerily purple luminescence is hanging on by a thread.
Christian,
Yeah,
I need to make a concentration check.
you do. Yes, DC 10. So an additional Constitution saving throw. You are fine. So you're holding on to your protection from good and evil. Do you, Killian, want to move at all away from the well?
Elbrin, yes.
Elbrin, sorry. Oh my god.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, so I'm going to swing around to the other side of this spectral thing.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Maze, your turn.
I'm not going to get any closer to that well, but I'm going to throw some Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame. So that it must make a dexterity saving throw, right?
Yes.
Let's see how it does. That's a 5. It can survive this
Burn, baby, burn.
because you're still level 2. So
8.
5 damage. Oh my gosh. Your sacred fire rips through this thing's ethereal form and it immolates its ghostly essence. It wavers for a second in the air and then vanishes. And the night is once again calm. Everyone roll a
Yay!
perception check.
Okie dokie.
God.
Well, that's it for my luck on rolling perception check.
Maze, you just... you dealt with the thing in the well. You have that. You know that. But something eerie is just...
Oh, I wasn't scared of that. I was scared of the well.
You're scared of the well. It's... Oh, of drowning. Right.
Water. Yeah, I'm scared of the water.
But you don't notice anything else other than just an eerie feeling. You feel like you're being watched. Elbryn, looking into the well, that image of that body that you had seen before vanishes. And you just see murky, dark water in the well. Almost as if without the specter here, the illusion has disappeared.
Huh, okay.
We could have come here in the middle of the day when it was bright and sunny out and we could see what we're doing, but no! We had to come here in the middle of the night, and now Killian is just cursing and like shaking his arms like his whole body feels like it's asleep.
Everyone roll a religion check, too.
I'm good at these. Well, you know, considering it's an intelligence.
Yeah.
You are.
You've done
Yeah.
your studies.
You all know what this is. This thing was a specter. They are a type of ghosty ghost, a ghouly ghoul, and to Killian's point, they don't normally come out during the day.
I'm sure it's coincidence.
Oh,
It definitely would have attacked us during the day.
Now,
Or they've never attacked during the day yet.
well. So now, having vanquished the specter in the well, with a 20 also, Elberin, you know that specters don't just happen. They happen as a result of violent death. They happen as a result of people dying before their time. Not as a result of accidents. Normally they only arise when there is malice involved with how they are killed.
Wonder what really happened to the inhabitants of this farm.
You remember though the record said that this family died of a plague, of a mysterious illness that also claimed Lucille's mother, Killian was pretty certain at the end of last episode that it was likely some form of poisoning.
Right. Would poisoning count as a violent death?
It counts as murder.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely counts as a murder, but I just, for the purposes of creating specters, I don't know if it's violent per se.
There's lots of poisons out there that you'd wish you were dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poisoning is generally not a pleasant way to go unless it's one of the nice poisons. But given what we're dealing with, probably not one of the nice poisons.
No.
So now you are on the quiet farmstead with an abandoned farmhouse, an abandoned barn, and 3 silent watching scarecrows.
Okay.
And a very loudly cursing human.
Yes. Well, I'll check out the farmhouse.
For sure.
Make sure you guys stay back a bit.
Though it has only been a few short years, the farmhouse is in desperate need of repair. It's a 2-story building, so they must have had at least some money or capacity to carpent. And at one point, it would have been a very cozy home. Now, it lies quiet and sullen. The roof is partially sunk in, and the memories of the former occupants seem to haunt the porch and steps. On your approach, you can fathom the laughter of children that once lived here. But now there is only the wind in the weeds and the fallow field behind you as the night closes in around the farmhouse. You open the door, and when you do, the sound of weeping that you heard coming from inside the farmhouse stops. The interior is in complete disrepair, even more so than the outside would have led you to believe. Like, the outside looks like accelerated decay, but it doesn't look unnatural. However, there is barely any item in the farmhouse that has been left untouched. There are chairs that have been smashed, the kitchen table is broken, the curtains have been torn, even the fireplace is in a terrible state with scratch marks and bricks ripped out. There's a small cupboard near the entryway for cloaks, and every single garment has been torn to shreds and is cast on the floor in a big heap. You can see much of the first level of the farmhouse from the entryway. And that's pretty much it. You see a staircase also to the side where all of the posts supporting the banister have been either chipped at or ripped out or thrown on the floor. There are burn marks on the walls. But you don't see any weeping children. Do you invite the rest of your party to come in? What do you do?
Not currently, but I am going to call out
Okay.
to see if anybody's in here.
Yeah, I say to Killian, I'm like, hey, shh, because I know you're probably still screaming. Like, are you still like yelling?
When you shush him, he's gonna like sort of regain his composure, and he's still like, his whole body basically feels like all of his limbs are asleep. Just pins and needles everywhere.
Wait, because I almost picture like we all sort of notice that there's no more weeping, right?
Oh yeah. As soon as
I'm
that,
like, shh, I'm like, whoa, wait.
as soon as that
Crying
front door
is stuff.
opens. Yeah. So with you two waiting outside, Killian feeling ill at 4 hit points, very ill. Elberin, you looking around in the dark. Maze, you're waiting apprehensively outside. Elberin, can you roll me a investigation check?
Sure can.
Can you roll a good one?
Can you roll a good one to advance the plot, please? Could you help me advance the plot? No, you with a 4. With a 4, this place looks real bad. It looks like it is in a very sorry state. But you have no context for what it looked like before it was abandoned. So hey, who's to say?
It just
I mean,
looked
I
like
think the thing
this.
that Elberin probably finds the weirdest is that the Pendles would have bought this place and then just let it go to hell.
Excellent choice of words.
Yeah.
What do you do? Do you explore further? Do you go upstairs? What do you want to do?
I'm gonna explore the ground floor further before I head upstairs. But yeah, that is my eventual plan. And I'll
Sure.
kind of call out what I'm seeing to the rest of the party so they know I didn't disappear down a hole.
Sure.
Again.
Maze and Killian, what do you two want to do while Elberin explores the building?
I want to go home.
That's
But
about 2 hours. You'll get home by like 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning.
But right now I'm going to just wait and listen, and I'm going to sort of like, I'm going to stare at the closest scarecrow. I'm going to just keep my eyes on that and my ears on Elberin.
Sure. Roll me a perception check.
Oh. I haven't seen anything.
No, surprisingly, a 5 is enough for this because you are staring directly at it. Because it's staring directly at you. And it's not looking at the road anymore.
I hate that. I'm going to elbow, just gently nudge Maze, and like nod towards the scarecrow as subtly as I can, and see if she gets the hint.
Oh yeah, Maze. This is a very clear sign. You look and
I
the
sort of
scarecrow.
with not showing towards the scarecrow, but sort of towards Killian. I sort of gesture to my torch in my bag. And I look at him like inquisitively, like, hmm.
I'm going to very subtly shake my head no.
Okay, I put it back away.
Elberin, you start exploring more of the downstairs. You you can give me another investigation check if you take your time and go through this thoroughly. Depends on how much time you do not. You want to quickly go through
I'm
this?
mostly just looking for people. I want to make sure that everyone who was in the basement is safe. So,
No people to find.
all right, upstairs we go then.
So
yeah, basically making sure like nobody's hiding in a closet, so to speak. Basically,
for sure. So there are 3 bedrooms upstairs. Each one is in a similar state of disrepair. The linens are shredded, and some are moldy where there's been windows left open and exposed to the elements. The beds themselves are hacked apart, but most disturbing of all is that the small little paintings of the family, little pictures, have been torn off the wall, and notably the small portrait of the family has had all of their eyes scratched out and is riddled with little holes. It is very clear to you, upon seeing this, that all of this was done intentionally. There's also an open window, and I need you to roll me a perception check.
Big money. I mean, moderate.
12. No, 12 is enough. 12 is enough because it's hearing. You hear the flapping of wings go out the window, but you see nothing.
Huh.
What do you do?
I will run to the window and see if I can spot it.
Sorry, let me be clear. You hear the flapping of wings depart the window from the room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But you see nothing.
Well, unless it left a bomb behind, probably not much I can do about that.
All right.
Yeah, so I'll investigate the top floor to my satisfaction, and then I will leave.
You find nothing. It seems like someone gleefully wrecked this place, but there isn't any trace of anyone or anything valuable other than that strange flapping of wings.
All right. Well, I will head outside and ask Killian and Maze if they saw whatever flew out of the house.
You would have been staring directly at the window when you heard the flapping.
Yeah.
I'll let you all roll insight checks. Elberin, just himbo energy, has no idea.
No.
We're startled. We're probably startled when he came out. We were so intently looking at that scarecrow.
Y'all are spooked. Yeah, it's 3 spoopy 5 you. Yeah. No, this you have no idea what that thing could have been. Maybe a bird on the windowsill that Killian just didn't see. Maybe a bat. Not sure. In the middle of the night, in the dark, could have been anything.
Some sort of ornithopter.
Yeah.
An ornithopter, yes! Da Vinci's ornithopter, parked outside this rural family farm. So you exit the farmhouse, a little shaken, just given the intent behind the damage caused to all of their possessions. But otherwise, you have found nothing in the farmhouse.
Okay. Well, I will communicate that to the party that, yeah, something is very rageful here.
Killian is going to whisper to Elberin. First, he's gonna like nod, and just be like, "Oh, that's very interesting. When we pass by that scarecrow, just play along with whatever I say."
Are you content? So you've examined the farmhouse. Are you planning on leaving?
I kind of want to check out the barn first before we go.
Yep.
Sure.
I think that makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah. But otherwise, I'm very happy to play along.
What do you explain any further, Killian, or
No, I just want to quickly get that message to him without the scarecrows seeing or overhearing that it was communicated.
for sure? The old barn looks on the verge of collapse. Its structure groans in the wind as you approach. Notably, someone has taken the time to bar the door and padlock it as well.
Seems like the only sort of care that the Pendles have lent to this place.
When we make our way over there, I make sure to go around the well.
Sure. Big swath.
Yeah.
Now that you are aware of them too, looking at them in the dark, as you move towards the barn, the scarecrows all turn in unison to track your passage from the farmhouse to the barn.
I'm going to pretend that I don't notice and just look at them from my side eye.
Sure. Roll me a deception check.
That's some scarecrows.
If they know you're looking at them, they give no indication, being scarecrows and all. So the door is locked and barred. What do you do?
All right. Sure, we could get through this with enough effort, but maybe we should look for another way in.
I have a quick question, and then I'd like to do something.
Sure.
Are the barn doors on this narrow side, or right here on the wide side?
They're here
Okay.
on the narrow side.
I would like to cast Prestidigitation, and I would like to make a small ball of wax.
Sure.
Okay, and then I would like to go up to the barn, the padlock.
You're a bit,
Oh, on
you're a
robot.
bit laggy there.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Oh, you're back. Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to go up to the lock, and it's like a padlock with like a lock and key, right?
Yep.
I'd like to press the wax into the bottom into the keyway,
Okay.
and then I'd like to just sort of pull it out and try to get an impression of the key. Or of the lock.
Oh, see, normally this works in reverse, where you press the key.
Yeah.
If you do it this way, you might just get wax in the lock. Roll me a thieves' tools check.
Okie dokie.
If you don't have thieves' tools, just roll a flat dexterity check.
I have them from my background, but I don't have like a button to push.
Okay, then you can just do dex plus proficiency. We'll just add the numbers. We can do math. 16. Yeah. Okay. It's not a very complex lock, so you smudge the hard wax. I assume it's like harder wax.
Yeah.
You warm it up in your hands, you smudge it in, you wait a second for it to cool a little bit, and then you pull it out gingerly. It might not be perfect, but it doesn't seem like it's a very complex lock.
Yeah, I just want to get like a vague sense of the insides.
Yeah, give or take.
Okay, and now I will try to pick it.
Sure. Roll me another dex check plus proficiency. 14? Yeah, it takes you about 30 seconds or so to get it. You look at the inside, and using your thieves' tools, you get the lock off pretty easily. Everyone roll a perception check again.
Is there a chain?
Yep, there's a little bit of a chain. Not very big, but
Yeah, and then you said the door was barred as well. Is it barred on the outside or the inside?
it is barred on the outside. Some farm doors are barred from the outside to keep cattle inside.
Gotcha.
If neither of you are going to take it, I'm going to take the chain.
Yeah, I
You
don't
can
really
never
need it.
break the chain.
Yeah, I don't care about the chain or the lock. I just sort of pick it, throw it on the ground.
Cool.
I'll take them.
It's at this point that all of you notice upon taking the lock off of the barn door, the scarecrows all move in unison. And then they stop. I'm sorry, the map also has scarecrows on it, but then I needed tokens.
Yeah.
They all moved. It seems they didn't necessarily like you trying to go into the barn.
Maybe they're trying to help.
I would like to also move.
Yeah?
And I'm going to stage whisper to Maze. And I'm just going to say, how am I going to phrase this? Maybe we should leave and get back to the basement of the church where the girl is.
I nod. Sounds like a good idea.
Elberin?
She's not in the basement, is she?
Yeah, and my character visibly is like, line.
Oh, he literally asked you. Oh, it's so good. Oh, bless your himbo heart. Roll a deception check with disadvantage, Killian.
Hey.
You almost got there. 13. Okay.
A lucky number.
For social roles, we hide those. Okay. The scarecrows have stopped moving, and their facial expressions are impossible to read because they're just straw and cloth. What do you all do?
All right. I mean, I'm tempted to smash them to pieces, but I also feel like nobody's in this barn that's going to need saving. Probably.
Do we hear anything from the barn?
No, actually. What do you want to do? So Killian a bit to try to lure them somewhere else and to escape. I assume to go back around and go back into the barn after they were...
No, actually, Killian's plan is that he assumes that something is listening through these scarecrows, and he wants to lie to them. He wants to give them a fake information as to where the little girl is.
Okay. And what about Maze? What's Maze feeling?
Probably that if these scarecrows come, she's gonna have to stand in the way of her and Killian.
I'm a soft boy.
Especially after that big hit.
I've got 4 hit points.
Yeah.
Until
But I
you
am
rest.
full health.
But you are full health. Aid would be super helpful right now. That is until you finish a long rest. So once you finish a long rest, you're good.
I think it's probably best we go and come back in the morning when the proprietors of this farm might be awake. I say aloud to Elberin.
Now, is this an intentional thing, or is this you're trying to be coy again?
I'm trying to not get murdered by 3 scarecrows.
Yeah.
And I'm worried that Elberin will charge the closest scarecrow.
Y'all are literally twice as powerful as you were last time.
I'm not!
You can still DPS.
I'm not gonna lie. I picture almost internally with Maze is that she was afraid, but now that the scarecrows are coming closer, the closer they get to her, the less afraid she's becoming.
Ooh. Ooh, I like
feel
that.
death getting closer, and she's just like, "Oh, I'm right in my element. No, you're trapped in here with me."
So y'all are just kind of frozen.
All right.
What do you want to do? Elbrin's a decisive gent. Elbrin, what is Elbrin doing?
Well, Elverin doesn't necessarily like this situation, but at the same time, yeah, once again, his overriding concern is he doesn't want to let too much time pass. So if these scarecrows are going to stand in our way, then they're going to need to be smashed out of it.
Okay.
So I think that's exactly what his intention is going to be.
Yeah? So what
Yeah.
does Elbrin,
so
what does Elbrin
will-
do?
I will charge the closest scarecrow.
He charges the closest scarecrow. I love it. You run towards the closest scarecrow. Now would be the time to change your music to battle music.
Get stabby.
And you stab it with your spear. Roll your attack roll. And I'll get you all to roll a fresh initiative.
Ooh.
You got a 23 again. Goddamn.
Damn.
Ooh, why
Eos
is my...
with me?
Why am I logged out of Roll20?
Oh, it booped me out earlier.
Give
I
me,
don't know why.
give me a
Connection
quick
problem?
second. I'm not going to put my password credentials on
okay.
stream.
Are you sure? Don't you want everyone watching at home and later on YouTube to see?
Why didn't it work?
Voop, voop, voop. Okay, so we got a one of those. Oops, 16, not 160. Thank you. Initiative 160.
Oh, I might have to refresh the whole page to get my character sheet to load.
Oh shit. Shitty business. Dynamically update everyone. Yeah, so right now just Killian's is the one that has not updated fully. We'll be good. No.
I mean, I can take my old initiative.
We'll see. We will see.
It's weird that the URL for the game is /editor. That's just like a weird thing
Yeah.
for Roll20 to do.
I don't know. Roll20.
It's like that for every game.
Yeah, it's just weird that that's what they would put the URL to be for the game page.
Bless them, was not designed by designers. They're great
Okay.
people, but sometimes
There we go.
back
Okay.
in.
I'm in. I'm hitting the initiative button.
22. Hey, that was so close to your original initiative. It's like it didn't even matter.
Hey!
Ran forward, and naturally, your spear does take purchase into this thing, but it does not hurt it as much as your smite hurt the scarecrow hurt the specter moments ago. These things being sackcloth and straw, you know that mundane weapons aren't as good against them as magic or fire. Killian, it is your turn. Hobbled and weakened, what do you do?
I'm gonna run down here. I'm going to put a hand on my upper arm, and I'm going to pull strands of this blood red, like wet string, and gather an orb of congealed, just like hemoglobin. I'm going to shape it into a spiked ball where suddenly, like the fluid just suddenly like a pharaoh fluid erupts into a bunch of spikes.
Ooh,
And I'm
cool.
going to sling it at the scarecrow.
Which one?
The closest one, the one that actually no, would that be a disadvantage because of melee? I forget.
Only if you're in melee with it.
Okay, then I will fling it at that one that Elbron is fighting.
Sure. Roll your attack.
I can press the button now.
Hey, it's a hit.
Hey!
6 force damage. Awesome. Your Eldritch Blast takes purchase in this thing to full effect as it staggers back a second. Do you do anything else? You've moved a little bit. Did you want to move any further?
Actually, yeah, I'll go. I want my back against the barn, but not against the barn door.
Okay,
But
sure.
being further from the northern scarecrow does make sense.
Sounds good. Maze, it is your turn.
Okay. What do you think, guys? Should I attack the one that Elberin's? I'm thinking of maybe doing a guiding bolt.
Ooh, love guiding bolt.
Or should I take it on one of the other guys? What do you think?
I think we should focus fire them down.
Yeah, I think if we can put this guy down before any of his buddies can join in, then we'll be in better footing.
Yeah, because I don't think Elberon fighting 1v1 with a scarecrow and you fighting 1v1 with a scarecrow is a winning strategy.
Right. Okay. Well, I guess I will cast guiding bolt.
Go for it. Roll them bones.
What? Oh, +5. Roll d20 +5.
If you click your guiding bolt in the game, it should work too.
Oh, really?
Yep, if you just click the spell, you'll be able to, from your spell sheet, roll an attack roll. I'm surprised it did. Your character sheet might also have it listed as an attack if you know the spell.
Didn't do anything.
Let me see.
Yeah, I had to put mine in as a weapon, because otherwise it would just bring up the spell.
Add it like that, but
Yeah.
Oh, yours might be entered in as spell cards instead of as attacks, but that's okay. We can fix that. We can fix that later. Yeah, roll a d20. It'll be easier. Roll a d20 +5. You crit the shit out of it. Okay. What does your guiding bolt from the Morrigan look like?
I don't know. It probably looks maybe like a radiant.
Raven?
Yeah, probably.
So just one raven, just
No, no. It's probably like a just like a bunch of ravens.
Oh, I like
just
that
a
too.
whole like swarm of them.
A whole murder.
A
Yeah,
swarm of
murder.
ravens comes out of your outstretched hand, and they caw and fly towards this scarecrow, and they strike it and spiral around it. Please roll 8d6 radiant damage, please.
Ooh.
Esh.
Damage.
Love it.
In one concussive blow, the scarecrow is literally torn to shreds by crows. Like they know their true enemy, and they rip it apart.
Yeah. We're not afraid now.
Awesome. And as they disappear, they're just carrying bits of straw and farming equipment away. That was great. Do you want to move anywhere?
Yeah, I'm gonna go beside Elberin.
Sure. It is now time for the two remaining scarecrows.
Yes, they're nothing versus the power of God.
You have two gods on your side.
It's true.
That's about right. This thing makes it to about here when it peels back its sackcloth face. And Elberin, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Does the scarecrow count as anything that would be under protection from evil and good?
Unfortunately not. It is a construct.
Boo.
But Elberin,
15.
I don't know what Elberin fears more than anything, but that's not what is underneath the hood. Not now.
Yeah. It's failing to destroy this scarecrow.
The second scarecrow moves forward. And can it actually reach? It cannot reach. Yeah, it was not. Did I move it far enough? Yeah, I moved it far enough. So it's instead going to double move. It's going to take the dash action and get closer. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Boom. The scarecrow's turns are up, and we now go to Elberin.
All right. Well, let's see here. I think that one guy is just outside of my range for a regular move.
Nope, you should be able to reach either of them.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Well, let's get this guy because he is closest to Killian Doyle. And
Active.
let's see here.
Protect the baby.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
like a
my
robin
idea-
egg.
It's my idea to drag us all here. I don't want to get him killed. All right. Let's see here.
That's so considerate of you. So much more than every other party who's gotten me killed.
I am going to use a bonus action to cast Searing Smite.
Hey, yeah, you will.
And then I'm going to slap him hard in the face with a spear.
Ooh.
Get it, get it, get it.
Oh!
Baby.
Oh my god!
So that's amazing, and your fire
Me and
damage isn't
Elberon just
included on
like-
this. How much fire damage do you add for Searing Smite?
So it's 1d6 normally, but on a crit it's going to double. So it's going to be 2d6. And then he's on fire.
Yes.
So on each of its turns, until the spell ends, the target has to make a Constitution save. And on a failed save, it takes more fire damage.
We'll see if that matters depending on the d6s that you roll. Roll me 2d6 fire. So that is actually 16 fire damage because they are made of straw. So this thing goes up in smoke. It is still hanging on. I'm going to roll a Constitution saving throw for it because it has very few hit points left.
So I kind of see it as Elberon kind of...
Does the smite?
No, it's not magic.
Okay.
No, because this is a spell, so it's not a smite. It's just it does additional stuff after I hit somebody.
Right. Okay. So it is actually it's a little haler than one might think.
Is that 10 plus 5 already like doubled for the crit?
That is the
Yeah, that should be. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's gonna make a con save. It did not make it, so it is on fire.
Yeah, boy.
It's burning. I'm going to put a little red dot on the scarecrow to indicate that it is ablaze.
Yeah. So I picture Elberon kind of does the short charge and does the old hoplite hop and just like stabs the spear right through its middle and then it erupts into flames.
Oh, I love that. You guys know all the weaknesses of scarecrows.
Yeah.
Fire, vengeful crows.
Getting stabbed in the torso.
If you right click that scarecrow's token and then the circle at the bottom, there's like status afflicts and colored rings, and one of them looks like fire.
Is this one half haze?
Oh, yeah.
I find them really small on the icons, but if you can see them all right.
Yeah, but even just like a red ring might be easier than the dot.
How do I put a ring around it?
Oh, never mind. Sorry, I thought the colored things would do rings.
Oh no, that's fine.
I'm thinking of Owlbear. I'm thinking of Owlbear.
The scarecrow is on fire. So that was Elberon's turn. You did a bonus action. I don't assume you want to move any further. You're staying.
No, I'm good.
Yeah. Which brings us to Killian. Back against the door. What do you do?
I can tell that scarecrow is real fucked up.
Oh yeah.
I think that's probably more or less dealt with. I'm going to
Elberon is trying to fulcrum and lever this thing in half.
I'm going to breathe in deeply and exhale this sort of like pale white smoke. Gather that around my fingertips in this sort of like
You are
swirling.
so robotic.
Really robotic.
Oh, no.
on my end, yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna want to restart that
I'm
diatribe.
back now? There we go.
Yeah.
Killian breathes in deeply and then exhales this sort of pale white smoke, and he breathes it around his fingertips, and it starts snaking in between each of his fingers, and he puts his hands together and then pulls them apart, and it forms like a cat's cradle with like string, but with this fog, and he blows through it, and it forms this sort of invisible dart that just flies straight at the other scarecrow.
Cool. Is that an Eldritch Blast?
I have one spell.
23 is a hit, my dude.
Oh, it's a max damage hit.
Oof.
Yay.
Oof. That is big damage, big money. It hits the scarecrow square in the chest. That seems to be the best spot to hit them, and it staggers for a second before resuming its trudge. These are scarecrows most of the time. They're put on like a pole, so they're actually just like hopping towards you.
They don't come down off the pole?
No. They are Howl's moving castle towards you.
They can hop 30 feet around.
T-posing.
Yeah, they're T-posing towards you with terrifying speed. Do you do anything else?
I'd like to like look around and just sort of make sure nothing else is like creeping around the barn, so I'm gonna like dip back here and look.
Sure, roll me a perception check.
And boom.
You
Oh,
don't
no.
seem to see anything.
Okay, good. And then I'm gonna go back again with my back to the barn, but not to the open door, because there might be something in there.
The door's
But-
not fully open yet. It still has the bar in the way.
I still don't trust it.
That's fair. Don't trust the spooky barn. Maze, it is your turn.
What should I do? Probably let that thing burn.
Good call.
Yeah. I mean, this is the time when I say I'm pretty confident Elberin can 1v1 this scarecrow.
Yeah. It's just a regular scarecrow. I'll probably go right beside him.
Yep.
Or closer to the, yeah. Actually, probably closer to here. I'm gonna go here. And, I'm gonna take the dodge action.
Ooh, the dodge action. Love the dodge action.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna pull up my shield and my, sickle.
Cool. The scarecrow that got hit with the Eldritch Blast starts running towards you, Maze. And you took the dodge action, so it's going to make 2 attacks against you with disadvantage. So first attack is an 8, which will miss. And second attack is a 7. Both will miss you.
Good dodge.
Good dodge, good dodge. This scarecrow already failed its save. It's supposed to make it at the start of its turn. I goofed up. Elberin, do you want to roll a d6 fire damage?
Yes. Yes, I do.
If you roll high enough, it'll die.
Ah,
You did the opposite.
it's fine.
It's surprisingly still alive, and it will make a con save next turn to see if it's still on fire. Unless if the target or a creature within 5 feet of it uses its action to put out the flames, they are terrified of fire. So instead of attacking you, it's gonna smother the flame. So it will actually spend its whole turn like dousing itself, and it is no longer ablaze. But that was its turn. It can't attack you on a turn it does that.
Excellent.
So it is now Elberin's turn.
I must admit that was part of the strategy.
It's a good strat.
Yeah.
Dash. Damn.
Jeez.
Damn. Yeah, you roll very well with spear. You strike it square in the chest, and it does some damage, but it is actually still up.
Bastard. Okay, well that's me. I'm going to stay here so I can protect Maze's flank here.
For sure. Killian.
Okay, so one of them is hanging on by a single thread of straw, and the other one only eye damaged?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to fire at this one.
Sure, just to put it out of its misery.
Yep. I'm going to put my hand on the barn door that like I have my back up against, and I'm going to draw. What color is the barn? Is it like painted like red or?
It probably was painted red once before, but the peel is so thorough across the barn that there's only flecks of red left on it.
Okay. I'm going to pull my hand away and draw out a sort of a spear of wood from the barn, like a giant splinter, effectively. Killian's going to grab it, and I'm going to throw it overhand like a javelin at that scarecrow.
Eldritch Blast?
Eldritch Blast!
Eldritch Blast!
Good.
An 11 is actually what you need to hit.
Oh,
That is
amazing!
their AC. Cloth and straw is not known to be very good armor, and you hit this one for 12 force damage, and it just shatters. The wooden beam holding it up shatters. The cloth body shreds. The straw goes flying everywhere. You don't know where your splinter begins and the scarecrow ends. Maze, your turn.
All right, I'm going to move around here on the other side and dodge.
Sure.
I'm
Keep
sort of
dodging.
taking evasive maneuvers and kind of trying to get its attention so that it will turn its back on my allies.
Oh, I'd say that's roll me a d20. I'd say that's an effective strategy. You're like, come get me, come get me. Okay.
Well, I don't really care because I got Sentinel, so if it tries to move, I'm gonna.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, I was
on,
very
come on.
nervous.
Yeah. It's absolutely going to launch some attacks at you as you run around it trying to distract it. Disadvantage. Disadvantage. Nat 1. No, it cannot land a hit on you.
Nice.
That makes it Elberyn's turn once more.
Okay.
I figured out its combo strategy. The last time it almost killed me.
Yeah. Round 1 is just data. You've got the download.
Yeah.
11 is a hit.
All right.
Just doing that with the spear, just a regular spear poke.
Yeah.
Okay. You stab into its straw body, and it's still moving.
Alrighty. I almost see it as Elbryn kind of like shouts out, "Shield!" and then literally like impales it on Maze's shield.
Killian.
Killian is going to move up here.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll move. I can see and shoot over Elberyn just fine, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I imagine the scarecrow's still on its pole, so it's tall enough. You can see it.
It's on stilts.
Killian's going to put a finger up to the air, and there's going to be sort of a spark and a smell of ozone around him as he gathers a bolt of lightning striking his hand, and it swirls down his arm and then back up his shoulder around his wrist to his finger again, and he tilts his arm at a 45-degree angle, and the lightning will jump and aim at the pole of the scarecrow.
Eldritch Blast!
Eldritch Blast!
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
hit it! There's been so many 22s. My dudes.
I do really enjoy how much effort you spend every time you're casting Eldritch
Eldritch
Blast.
Blast.
Make it
So
sound
do the
like-
dice!
Yeah.
You hit it for 10 force damage. Again, into the pole, and it stutters for a second, but it is still moving.
Finish it off!
Maze's turn.
I think I should do dodge again.
I mean,
let's
it'll
finish
probably
it off.
attack Elbron, I would think.
Yeah. It's going to attack one of us.
Well, the thing
Let's
is
put it down.
basically the way I have it sort of right now is that if I dodge and it attacks me, then it's less chance. But if it attacks you, then I get a free attack against it
Oh!
because I have Sentinel.
Sentinel's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm good
Yeah,
for
dodge
whatever,
works.
but the best dodge is killing it.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna move up beside Elberyn, and tell him to finish it off.
Cool. And are you taking the dodge action, you said?
Yeah.
Cool. Sounds good. Well, it's going to make an attack roll against each of you. So against Maze, it will make a claw attack with disadvantage. It's not going to hit you. And then it's going to make a claw attack against Elberyn.
So before it makes the attack, before it
Yeah,
makes the attack,
Before it
Yeah,
makes that
technically.
crit.
technically.
Yep.
Where I didn't have my sickle. Where's my sickle? What
Sight?
does the sickle do? D6.
Probably a d6.
Yeah, I think so.
Why didn't I put this in here?
A 12 will be a hit. Their AC again. The straw is
sickle's
vulnerable.
D4.
Oh, sickle's a d4. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
That's all right.
Roll,
I guess it's just a curvy dagger.
roll D4
Pretty much.
plus 2. And I'll use my touch of death on it if I can.
What is that? Explain to the viewers at home and to your DM who doesn't know things. I'm pulling it up also.
You can use a channel's ability. Oh, it just deals extra necrotic damage
Oh, there you
of
go.
5 plus twice your cleric level. I thought for a second that was 5 times twice your cleric level.
Whoa. Yeah. Touch of death indeed.
So that's just an extra 9 damage.
Damn. That is super cool. So 9 plus 2 is 11. It is also still up by a thread. 11 damage makes this number by a literal thread. As you see that this thing's tattered form falling towards Elberin manages to find purchase. Because Elberin, you think, oh yeah, Maze got it! But no, there's still a little bit of vitality left in it as its claw sinks into your armor, finds just that crevice where its claw can get in, and it deals some damage to you.
Ready?
It deals 11 slashing damage.
Ooh.
And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. 11. That's what you needed. You did it.
Yay, I win.
Elberin, it is your turn. What do you do?
Okay, so yeah, I picture it kind of fell towards me, and like I caught it on my shield, which is why it's just attacking under my shield now. So I'm gonna try and throw it to the ground and finish it off with the spear.
Hey, I was gonna say you could move to flank, but you didn't even need to. That does more than 2 damage. So you kill the scarecrow. You stab it and throw it to the ground, and the scarecrow stops moving. And all is quiet on the barn, except for the flapping of strange wings in the night that soon fade after circling, and away. You are out of initiative.
Okay.
Yay.
So am I the only person that got hurt there?
Yeah, actually.
Okay.
Killing
great.
to max hit points.
I am going to lay on hands on myself and get almost all of my hit points back.
Sweet.
Nice.
You heal up. There's still this mysterious barn. The bar is still in place. One of you has the lock in hand. You take a moment to breathe, to relax. But it doesn't seem like anything else is coming. Do you unbar the door?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
I mean, we may as well now.
Yeah. I mean, they may not be here, but, you know, if we send all these things to hell, I'm very happy doing that, too.
Sure. You open the barn door, which groans heavily in the night air. And inside the barn is a ghastly sight. All of the walls have been painted with strange glyphs using what you hope is animal blood. The central floor of the barn has been completely torn up and excavated, and the dirt is piled high in one of the barn stalls. Before the pit, there is a gruesome altar of arranged animal bones, leather scraps, wicked thorns, and antlers. The excavation reveals a pit with a ladder that leads down to a stone archway that leads down into the dark.
I'm sure it's fine. I mean, there was a lock in the door, right?
Each of you can roll a religion check if you'd so desire.
I don't know that I desire to know what this is.
Well, Elberin most certainly doesn't. This is unholy to a T. Maze, this is actually
Hey man,
none
she's
of
just
you.
new to this.
None of you know what this strange macabre altar or what these sigils mean, but you know that they are far from Eos's grace or light. Something unholy has happened here, and this excavation bodes ill. Peering down into the pit through that stone archway, you can also tell that there is a staircase that leads down into the dark. What do you do, adventurers?
I don't think we can go down there safely.
Well, yeah. I mean, unless I see some kind of evidence that somebody's been dragged down there, I kind of would tend to agree.
No, nothing that you can tell right away. If you want to roll a check or something.
Yeah,
But,
sure.
Hey,
I'll have
Killian?
a look around.
Killian,
Aye,
can I have some of your writing utensils?
absolutely. I'm also going to just take out a bunch of paper and some ink. I'll hand some to Maze, and I'm going to start just copying down these sigils.
For sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm helping you with.
You
Absolutely.
guys are making the Necronomicon. What are you doing?
You write down the strange sigils and arcane marks. And Elberin, you say you look around.
Yeah.
Roll me an investigation check. 11. Okay. You don't notice any traces of people. Nothing that would have gone by recently as far as you're aware. But with an investigation check, you do notice that carved in to the very stone of the lintel of the door in the pit are runes.
Oh, well, since everybody's writing this stuff down, I'll maybe point that out to them.
Do any of you speak Draconic?
Nah.
I don't think so.
Nope.
Nope, sure don't.
All right, then you have no idea what it says. All you know is that there are wicked-looking runes carved into the black doorway, and within that small staircase leads down into an ominous sepulchre that awaits you with the silence of a grave.
Killian will
old,
absolutely copy those down as well.
Sure.
Are there any old
he's
lamps?
he's going to make like a
around?
quick sketch of the altar as best he can, like very, very quickly, in terms of like where things are positioned, and in case that's like relevant to something. He
Sure.
doesn't know what this is, but he knows that that's how magic works.
Right. So you take all of the notes and sketches that you can. Do you intend on heading back to town tonight?
Killian does. Killian would like to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not overly happy about it, but unfortunately, it does look like it's been a bit of a bust to come out here.
All right.
I think we should head back, rest up, and then come right back here as soon as we've done that.
Okay. As a bit of a compromise, would you guys mind if we just kind of took a quick boo at the Pendles farm to see if there's any trace of anybody?
I suppose that makes sense.
I mean, we
Since
came all this
we're
way.
pretty much here anyway.
Okay.
Should we lock back up the door for the barn?
Absolutely. We don't. The last thing we want is for them to know that we were here and get whatever's down there away. You know, they probably will anyway, but if they somehow don't know, let's not tip them off.
Well, I'll reapply the lock once we put the door back on, if we are leaving.
Yeah. All right.
So you reapply the lock, and you make your way down the road a little bit towards the Pendles farm. And the map I'm going to show you is the daylight map, so take it with a grain of salt, of course. As I move you guys over to here. A bright and cheery cottage with the glow of a fire sits next to a barn and a small storage shed and a mobile chicken coop. The chickens, tucked away for the night, would normally roam freely around these beautiful whitewashed buildings, painted brightly with colored flowers and little animals. Very Maud Lewis. In the distance, well, actually in the distance you wouldn't because it's nighttime, so you won't hear mooing of cows. But you do hear the gentle river running by the farm. There is a little bit of smoke coming from the chimney, and all seems quiet this night as you approach.
The smoke is coming despite the late hour?
Yep.
Okay.
Don't know if it'll be necessary, but I'll put your guys' tokens on the map. Who's to say what could be necessary or not? But you see, if the game will let me grab tokens. Ugh. Game, why you gotta be that way? Oh, there we go. There we go. Ian. Oh, Lewin's not here. Get out of here, Lewin. Maze. So you come up the road. All your friends together. And these are the cheery, bright cottages, barn, and storage shed that you see. There's little fields of flowers closed up for the night. There's a little cabbage patch in the back. This is the barn, and this is the farmhouse.
Those
Well,
cabbages
no
look
rain-
eldritch.
Eldritched? Really?
Yeah, they look like they got tentacles and stuff.
The cabbages?
No, the cabbages
Oh,
way
sorry,
up
not the cabbages. The I was looking at the whatever's behind the farmhouse.
Oh, those are stalks of corn, I think.
Okay,
I
yeah,
thought they were corn or wheat. I wasn't entirely sure.
yeah.
Wheat to me is eldritch, since I cannot have it anymore. It is a dark abomination. But yeah, this serene, beautiful, quiet little farmstead, nestled cozily between a spooky, terrifying farm and a gentle river.
So do we want to
Okay.
check the barn or talk to the owners?
Well, I'm gonna just kind of take a look around a little bit first, but we can definitely check the barn. I don't know if we necessarily want to disturb the owners if we can avoid it.
Yeah, they're probably sleeping.
So now, just as a reminder, Maze, because you are human, you have a light spell active right now.
What's the wet like? Can we still walk around in the dark?
You can, you just won't be able to see anything.
I mean, that's fine.
It's fine.
Oh no!
What? What could ever be the matter, Mage?
No,
Kill you.
nothing.
I'm sure it's fine.
I'm
won't be
sure
able to
it's
see me
just a regular scarecrow.
So,
You can always
Where
pull
do
up
you want-
some light if you need it.
what do you guys want to do?
Yeah.
Just paint a picture for me with your words.
All right. So Elburn is no ranger, but he is going to have a look around and try to see if there's any kinds of signs of struggle or anything else that would kind of stand out as being, something strange in this otherwise pastoral scene.
Killian is very much following Elberin's lead, so I just like to help him with that.
Sure. So Elberin, I guess you say you're looking around. Where do you want to go? Do you want to investigate the farmhouse, the barn, the cabbage patch, the storage shed? I don't think I put the chicken coop on here. Well, the chicken coop is mobile, so it can go anywhere.
Towards the barn, I think.
Towards
Kind
the
of heading
barn?
out towards the right side of the map there, yeah. And then I
Yeah.
can always kind of swing over.
Oops, I need to be on the tokens layer to move your tokens. I mean, you guys can move the tokens too, but sure. Can you roll me an investigation check with advantage, please?
Okay.
I'll hold on to Killian.
I honestly thought this was the chicken coop, but I guess that's the storage shed.
Storage shed. A 15?
It's not bad.
You look around in the dark, and you can tell that there has been a lot of traffic in and out of the barn, but it looks like by cloven feet, so you're assuming some sort of bovine creature. You do remember them saying that they graze their cattle on the neighboring farm. So if they're all turned in for the night, they would have come in at nighttime and disrupted a lot of the earth, but you don't see any sort of human footprints amongst the tracks there. You also do see some large paw prints, so it seems they might have a dog.
Oh,
Okay.
these
Puppy.
are a great many Satans.
Yeah, what did that bearded devil's feet look like?
Yeah, what does a bearded devil's feet
Get
look
it-
like?
Did we get any feet pics of the bearded devil?
All right, let's ask the chat. What do bearded devil feet look like? Do we have feet pics? I actually don't recall what type of feeties they've got. Little feeties. I think it
I
depends
picture
on
they
the
have
edition.
their toes themselves have tiny little spiked beards.
That's not how beards work. But no, it
Like-
seems they've got like on the weirdest art they've got clawed feet, and on some arts from different sources they've got hooves. But for the most part, they do have more or less people feet. Sometimes a little bit more like digigrade. A little bit more like dog feet, but for the most part, they're people feet.
Gotcha.
Alrighty. So what do you guys think from here? So
Do
far, it
we
doesn't look like
do we
disturbance.
see the like? Would Killian see this thing at least?
Roll a perception check.
As an
Bang.
aside, I sort of think that Maze probably has her light spell. She's just hid it. It's like her probably her holy symbol or something.
Cool. So you're hiding it. So you're just following the leader, tagging along with them in the dark. Yeah, your devil eyes, Killian. You can see a scarecrow in the field. A little garden patch behind the cottage. You can see a scarecrow there.
I'm gonna nudge both of my allies and nod towards it.
Ow! What?
Well, I mean,
How dark
surely,
is it?
surely these scarecrows won't come to life.
Maze, you ask how dark it is. You wouldn't be able to see the scarecrow from your vantage point without light.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like to me,
Yeah,
it's just
there-
Killian just bumps me, and I'm like, what? Oh shit!
There's another one of them straw devils over in that field.
Oh,
Do we want to start something here, or do we want to leave?
What do you want to do, boys?
does the chicken coop have a lock on it? It's
No.
not chain. It doesn't look
No,
like chain.
the-
The other bar.
The chicken coop is just like. Have you seen a mobile chicken coop before? They're like little tiny little houses on wheels.
I'm literally just picturing a chick. I haven't seen a mobile chicken coop, but I know what a chicken coop looks like. So I'm just literally
Put wheels
picturing
on
that
that.
on like wheels.
You've
Yeah,
got
it's
it.
more or less that on a wagon, right?
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
Heck,
sorry.
heck, we could
So
even say
is
this
the
wagon.
barn. This is the
Barn.
barn.
Yeah. The barn has a bar on it, but it does not have a padlock or anything.
Yeah, it's probably just there to keep the cows in. Well, I mean, I've had a look around. I don't see anything that indicates there's anything amiss here per se. So I guess I would be okay coming back in the morning, but yeah, heartily disappointed that we didn't find who we were looking for.
Well, it is the middle of the night. They'd be asleep or what have you, but no evident sign of kidnappings. Actually, this seems like an almost pastoral fairy tale kind of cottage. Minus those sackcloth eyes just staring at you, Killian, from the dark. Do you go back to town?
As we start, we're leaving, right, guys?
Robot.
Oh, we're leaving, right, guys?
Yeah, I think that's the plan. Unless
I'm kind of. I think Maze is just a sort of. She looks very much afraid again.
As we like turn and go to leave, Killian is just going to put an arm on Elberon's shoulder and, like, as I say this, squeeze down so that hopefully he gets the hint, and just say, we should really be headed back to town to check on the children, or on the, we should head back to town to check on the little girl to see, make sure she's still under the church where we left her.
At that, Elbrin gives a stiff nod.
Okay, roll a deception check, Killian. Roll them bones. Social rolls in secret, combat rolls for the public. Okay. Okay. And then you make your way back to town. Nothing seems to obstruct you leaving the Pendle sisters' farm. In fact, it seems like it's quite a lovely farm in the daytime. When you arrive back in Ravensburg at around 1:30, maybe 2 o'clock in the morning after this little detour, you are tired. Killian, you feel like dog shit because you have less hit points than when you started the campaign. The mayor's house is vacant except for Cedric and the maid, Evangeline. Do you go back to the mayor's house? Do you go back under the Undercroft? Or do you go to the inn?
I think we should swing by the Undercroft.
Swing by the Undercroft. Sure. Now, you would, of course, arrive here faster than anything that might have heard you on the farm. So it doesn't seem like the Undercroft has been disturbed at all, other than that there's a weird scarecrow just kind of limply hanging from chains that you've shackled to a pillar. But that doesn't seem to have moved, given that it's in a broken state.
Perfect.
And
I
then
will say I don't know why we did that.
for the lulz. For the audience at home, for the game.
It's a secret tool that will help me later.
Yeah, you need to do this in this level, or you lose the chance to do it at level 4, and you need it to unlock the next part of a fetch quest.
We have
No,
to get
I'm kidding. To
have
everyone
to get-
listening at home, that is not a thing you have to do for this campaign. There's nothing like that in this campaign. It's not a video game. People act like people in this campaign, and they respond appropriately. Love you
Listen,
all.
and I supported the Kickstarter at the tier that gave me the Prima strategy guide. So I know.
Oh my god.
I subscribed to Nintendo Power for this.
The campaign is literally a strategy guide for itself. It has all the solutions in it. Guys.
Support it on Kickstarter and get all the solutions.
Yeah, that's the one.
Until then, you'll never know.
If you're a player, get it for your DM so they know how to get you through the dungeons. So you make it back to town. Do you go to the inn or the mayor's house?
I'm gonna go to the mayor's house.
Okay.
Yeah, suppose the mayor's house, yeah.
Strength in numbers.
You go to the mayor's house, and Cedric and Evangeline are no longer there. Right, you had given them orders after an hour to leave, which they did. After the spooky scarecrow fight outside, they were really keen to go back home instead of into this death trap house. But you have the plush mayor's manor pretty much all to yourselves. There is a guest bedroom and the mayor's own queen-sized bed. So you all find comfortable lodgings for the night. You sleep, and in the morning, Killian, you feel much better. Maze and Elberin, you have all of your resources and hit points back. And because you were out late, you probably would get up a little later during the day.
Yeah, stands to reason.
And pretty much as soon as you awake, because this is a farming community, the town is like an anthill that has been kicked over. People are milling about to and fro. People are talking. There's shouting in the streets. It seems like everyone in town is in a tizzy. You eat. I don't know if you eat from the mayor's larder, but you don't have to take down rations or anything today. If you eat breakfast there.
Oh, I slept in the mayor's bed. I'm eating the mayor's food.
Yeah.
I thought we set up the shopkeep in the mayor's bed.
Yes, but you told him to leave after an hour.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Just so that it didn't get murdered, just in case. Everyone roll either perception or insight, whichever you'd prefer. Everyone choose an insight. Okay, excuse me.
Yeah, I'm better at insight.
So after you get your morning sorted, you'd get dressed, changed, eat, prepare spells, etc. Going outside the mayor's house, the town is in a tizzy, and they're hunting for Lucille and the mayor. And without the mayor present, it becomes very quickly apparent that Father Simon has marshaled the town to hunt Lucille down.
Oh. I hope you guys have a plan.
Because none of you explained anything to Father Simon yet.
Uh,
No one woke him up. No one told him nothing.
no, we
So-
woke him up.
You did not wake him up.
Yeah, we did.
Father Simon, in the middle of the night? No. You did not tell him Lucille was gone. Did not tell him anything.
I thought we did, and he got real mad about it.
No, he got real mad about you earlier.
Yeah.
Wait, did he? Did you guys wake him up and tell him
Yeah,
that
we
he went?
because we told him that we said like the mayor. We said that they were staying down there, and then I thought we woke him up after the note. We definitely woke him up either when the mayor was kept under there, or when they were gone.
In either case, I think his reaction would still be the same. The mayor is missing. Lucille is gone. This is not to go on any further. Luckily for you, he has no idea where Lucille has gone because you all did not tell him. That remains true. Correct?
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
And for once, yesterday everyone was giving you kind of the stink eye. Now no one's really paying you much mind as you wander through town. Everyone's kind of seen you. They seem to think that you know what's up. But everyone is just rushing to and fro, either collecting things, gathering people together. It seems like there's bits like little squadrons of people moving to and fro in big chunks of like 5 or 6 people at a time. Small mobs, one might say.
There's like a central area to the town, right? Like by the well?
Yes. Let me move you back to the town map. So you guys would have been here to start, and this is the town center.
Is there like a raised like speaking space on the town center?
The closest thing would be the steps of the church.
Is
They'd probably erect a stage if they needed to. They're farmers. They can build probably pretty quickly.
Yeah. Is anyone currently occupying the steps of the church?
No, you presume Father Simon would be inside the church doing some sort of coordination, but he is not currently on the steps.
I wonder if they found your scarecrow.
Perhaps we should speak to the father and then try to defuse the town.
Okay.
Killian's
go-
gonna go up and knock on the door of the church.
You go into the church is open.
Oh,
you
okay.
Yeah. So there's some people who are talking with Father Simon. There's people who are kind of coming in and out of the door. He seems to be directing some people. And when you come in, he kind of does a big, sharp intake of breath. His nose goes in the air. Ah, you've returned. Well, have you found anything?
I can't say that we have, Father. But that doesn't mean we didn't.
You speak in riddles while our children are missing. We have no time for this. I am marshalling people to do what you could not.
And what's that?
To find the witch.
Which is in the basement.
The witch is not in the basement. An abomination is in the basement.
Isn't that what a witch is?
I have no time for your games. The townsfolk need answers, and they need their children back. I am
What?
trying to help them.
What do you mean the witch isn't in the basement?
He stops for a second. What do you mean?
Didn't you have her chained up down there?
Yes. And then you last night let her go.
I did no such thing.
You informed me that she was gone. Did you? Okay, so we are going with that cannon.
I'm lying to him.
Oh, so you're gaslighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so we're clear. So, segue. In our Curse of
So
Strahd campaign
sleepy.
that I did at one point as a player, you can encounter like a priest who his son has been bitten, and he wants to go to a different town to find a cure for his son. And we were playing in Roll20, and because he's unwell, the party kept lying to him to keep him appeased and just playing along with his delusions, and we ended up renaming the campaign Gaslight the Priest. It was very sad. It was very sad. This is a different type of gaslighting. He is confused. Roll a deception check. I'm going to roll an insight check. Okay. Okay. I don't know what game you're playing at. Come. He marches outside the church, stomps down the church steps, goes to the graveyard, opens and unlocks the cellar door, and strides down inside, expecting you to follow him.
Well, I'm absolutely going to follow him.
And then he just does one sharp pointing gesture towards the chained up scarecrow.
By the gods, she's turned into a scarecrow!
Oh, he looks so unamused by your antics.
What devilry is this?
I would very much like to know myself.
Well, forgive me, Father, for doubting you. It seems she was a witch indeed.
Enough games. Where is she?
I point at the scarecrow.
Worthless. Worthless. Useless. I will find those children. The town will be free of her evil and her taint. And you will get nothing. The mayor will spend no money on you. I will see to that. And he strides back up out of the cellar.
I'm going to
Should've
just
dressed
follow
up
him.
Like,
I'm just going to
should've
gormlessly
dressed up
follow
like-
him up the stairs.
Okay. Sorry,
All right.
you said something, Scott?
oh no, just I'm sort of following along with Killian.
Gotcha.
Elbrun is just confused as fuck.
Yeah, I was confused for a second because I didn't realize we were gaslighting people, and I felt gaslit. So I'm like, but we just established.
Yeah, we
no.
just established
Where am
that there was a conversation that you forgot about, and then I pretended it didn't happen.
Yep. Oh, it didn't feel good. Didn't feel good. It's hard to keep track of things all the time. I thought I did a good recap. I wrote notes, but yeah, I neglected that detail. So yeah, the priest looks at you with absolute disgust, and when he comes past you, Elberin, I expected more. And he just strides right back inside the church.
Well, that's not a good feeling.
Daddy's disappointed.
I know, right?
You are kind of left standing still in the churchyard or in front of the church as literal mobs are being formed. They are gathering farming implements. It's daytime, but they are moving to and fro, and groups of them are leaving town.
Yeah, I think we need to stop this. It's not safe.
Maze is probably even paler than she normally is because she's seeing what she saw,
Yes.
or at least bits of it.
Yes.
Killian...
Luckily... Oop. Sorry, go ahead.
What is the name of this town again? Ravensburg?
Ravensburg.
Okay. Killian is going to jump up to the top of the church steps, which is like the best speaking place over the center of the town.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to raise up his hands, and he's going to cry out over the just general area. Attention, people of Ravensburg!
What? Huh? They look up. They listen.
It seems that your local priest here, the good Father... what's his name?
Father Simon.
The good Father Simon has been agitating you. But I'm here to tell you that this agitation is fruitless and reckless and dangerous.
They wait.
You're all looking for your children, and I understand that it's a very harrowing situation. But know this. Me and my company have guaranteed the safety of your mayor, and his daughter, and his wife, and there is no need to be heading out endangering yourselves in the surrounding woods. No good can come of it. That's not where your children be.
There's some hesitation among the townsfolk, but I will let you roll either a persuasion or a perform check. Your choice.
Okay. I was about to say, can I get a little guidance, but I don't think I can.
No, no.
Yeah.
God can't help you here. Okay, persuasion. Okay.
Don't need it.
A lot of the people look very uncertain, and that frightened pallor kind of comes over many of the people in the crowd. You don't know if you've convinced everyone, because some of these people have lost children and they have fire in their eyes, but a lot of other people don't want to leave town. A lot of them seem very scared. It's about this time that, of course, hearing your speech, Father Simon comes back outside of the church. He bursts the doors open. He just goes, "What are you doing? Get down from here. Shoo! People, do not listen to this wastrel, these vagabonds."
I would like to use my Fey presence. So everyone within a 10-foot cube originating from me, including Father Simon, and like anyone who might have like gathered closer, needs to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay. Now, are you using the fear or the charm?
I'm using the charm.
Okay. See
Just
what
fear.
comes up.
Just terrify everyone.
That is an 8.
Ooh.
Oh, well, that's lower than my DC.
That is lower, I assumed.
So, Killian adopts a Seelie Fey sort of aura. He glows with this sort of like sky blue, like he doesn't literally glow, but like his skin like lights up and he gets like a warmth to him. And there's sort of like the sky looks a little bit bluer if you see Killian in eye shot. The grass looks a little bit greener. The white of the church looks a little bit brighter and more pristine. And Father Simon, assuming that was the save, is he's charmed by Killian now.
He is indeed. How long does your charm last?
Let me see here. Until the end of my next turn.
So that's not a long charm. He softens for a second. He stops speaking. Goes, I'm sorry.
Father, you'll have to trust me. Me and my friends have everything under control. We think we know where the children are. We just need everyone in the town to keep themselves safe. The mayor's not here. That means you're in charge. It's your duty to keep these people safe from the woods, the things that are going on, and themselves. We know we can trust you. And I put a hand on his shoulder.
He nods and goes, "Keep the people safe." Oh, get your hands off me! And he grunts, glares, looks around, and he just shuts the doors behind him as he re-enters the church. He it of course took purchase on him, but it's for the short duration it did not seem to alter his mood terribly. But it seems to have at least quelled him for the time being.
I think that went well.
As well as it could have.
Yeah.
All right. Elberin is going to go and, until we kind of figure out our next move here, I'm going to try and kind of convince as many people as I can to stop trying to, vigilante their children back.
Yeah, for sure. The speech definitely got some people's attention. Like I said, there's not everyone. It will be hard to wrangle the whole town unless you want that to be like your whole day, because there are some people that are out of town now in these groups.
No, I'm just going to go for people that are kind of still within kind of earshot that aren't convinced.
Sure. How
I'll
long
go
would
have
you
a
like?
go have a more personal conversation with them.
Cool. How long would you like to spend on this task?
Maybe like an hour.
An hour? Sure. Roll me a d20
Okay.
for a persuasion check.
The old mass persuasion.
Yeah, you spend an hour trying to talk to people. You have a very soothing presence. You are a paladin. You wear the crest of Eos, which they are familiar with and used to. You've got sweet himbo energy. Everybody likes that, right?
It's true.
People in the comments, do you like sweet himbo energy? And so you do manage to persuade some people. Like I said, there are still those that are very galvanized, and that hell or high water, they are going out hunting for their kids now.
Okay. Well, the best thing that we can do for them is find the kids first and get everybody back to town.
That's true. So with that in mind, Lewin would come out for a moment and just say that Heinrich is still not well and he trusts the party. And with that,
I did want to do something with Lewin.
sure.
Ju-
Sure.
um,
My voice still isn't better yet, but I'm happy to help. I think Lewin talks a little bit with an upward inflection.
Hey guys, it's me, Lewin.
Hey, I'm Lewin. I'm a Lewin.
One of the Lewin boys.
I was wondering if he could like put on like maybe like do a performance or like go around just help like diffuse the town while we go and investigate the farm again.
Yeah, for sure. That is definitely something that he could do.
I don't know whether he's better at like talking or distracting with performance or what he's good at, but I don't micromanage.
He is both persuasive and performative. So, he also hasn't leveled, so this is not a complete list of his stuff, but that's okay. Yeah, so Lewin will do that. He'll see what he can do to keep things calm in Ravensburg proper while you go out, and he asks for just details on where you're going and anything, just to keep him up to date with what the investigation has revealed.
Yeah, we'll tell him everything about like the scarecrows and the weird cult thing. Actually, I'll ask him if he knows what any of the symbols mean.
Oh, sure. I don't know. I opened his sheet. What does he know?
His skills would be the
Languages,
same.
Elven. He's got to know more than Elven. Elven, Common, and Sylvan. He does not actually speak Draconic. So that is unfortunate. But let's give him a religion check. I should have also let you roll Arcana. It's a new day. Y'all can roll a religion or an Arcana check if you want.
Hey.
Sure.
Now that you're not tired and frightened. You're a terrible wizard.
I'm gonna keep rolling it. I'm never gonna succeed.
Okay, so that it says Christian, the DM GM. It is actually Lewin Alabaster. So Maze, with the fresh light of day, and a new perspective, you look at these strange occult symbols, and you somewhat have a vision, but also you know. And not from the Morrigan. The Morrigan is more prophetic, and that's kind of helping connect the dots. But actually from your time serving Vivian, the Lady of the Lake, you know that these symbols are the symbols of an entity known as Shaitan. And if you mention that name, Elberin, it will strike a chord with you. You don't know the paraphernalia or the aesthetic of this, because it is an old evil. But Shaitan was once a advisor to Sarah Alexander. He was a wizard, and he betrayed her. And he had a bit of a cult following.
Was that the Lich?
Yes.
No, different. It's the
He
Lich.
is known as the Lich King, Shaitan.
That's where I've heard that name before.
He turned himself into a lich, which is an unholy rite. And much about him historically then stops. He was defeated, but not much more information is really known. But he does have people who worship him as if he were a god or a fae.
Oh God.
It's very rare, mostly in terms of people with madness or people who stray from the worship of the archfaith in the hopes of gaining other power. It's not a common thing. Like, you wouldn't find an organized church to him anywhere. And the actual lore surrounding him is pretty much locked up only in either the Church of Eos or probably the Church of Vivian, or maybe even the Morrigan. So you kind of have that nice trifecta going of the three that would know the most about him. But you don't know much more than that. These symbols are eldritch, they are arcane, they are evil, and they are connected to him, but you don't really know how. Probably wrapped up in his fell rites, but you don't know what those are. Mystery cult comes to mind.
I think Maze probably feels for the first time that she's like, once she connects the dots, maybe she almost feels that it's almost like she can feel a purpose here. You know, it's like if this is something to do with this lich, this is why the Morrigan sent her here.
The Morrigan does not like the undead.
No, I wouldn't imagine so.
So with the fresh light of dawn, an ominous feeling falls over the party, a sense of dread and foreboding at the implications of a dark organization. Where does the party go?
Do we want to go right down that basement, or do we want to go to the Pendle farm and maybe, like, talk to them?
Well, I'd be down to go to the basement to the Mason farm there.
Samson farm.
Samson, right? Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Where's the priest in the church?
He's still in the church, yeah.
Gotcha. Damn, I'm just gonna go try to steal some holy water.
He'll still sell you holy water.
No, I was gonna take it.
He will not just give it to you. He'll sell it to you and at full price now.
Would that include if Elberon asks?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I don't think he likes me very much.
Oh, okay.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna probably talk to Alberon and tell him that, like, just because that guy's a priest doesn't mean he knows anything about, you know, being a follower. You know, like when he had that snide comment to you, right? Just like, you know what you're doing, even if your god is, well, that one.
Aw, I love that. Maze, you get a point of inspiration.
Oh, nice.
That's such a cute pep talk. That's nice. It's a nice
Like,
moment.
He doesn't know anything, you know.
Just doing my best over here.
You're the guy. You're my guy.
So you start wandering south of town again.
I'd actually like to go to the trading post real quick.
Oh, yes! Welcome back! Welcome to Cedric's trading post.
Cedric, my good man.
Aye, welcome back. I got any stories from last night? It seems the town's a buzzing.
We've got a great many stories, but haven't the time to tell them.
That's very disappointing.
Would you know, is there a place in town, or perhaps your lovely establishment here, where one could get their hands on some powdered silver?
Ooh, powdered silver. That's a pricey commodity. Let me see what the price limit was for Cedric's trading post again. I'll see if it's available in town.
It was
Cedric's...
20 gold or less.
20 gold or less. Well, yeah, well, I have exactly 20 gold pieces worth of powdered silver.
Which I assume is not enough to make holy water and fuel my spell.
You need 5 more gold pieces.
Yeah.
Just write it down. Just find some silver.
Yeah, would there be a place where I could get some coins ground down, perhaps? A
Oh,
jeweler
that's
or a
illegal.
blacksmith?
Well, there's a bit of a smithy attached to me store here, but I'm not going to melt down coins. That's illegal. They'll cut me fingers off for that one. You don't mess around with coinage. No, no, sir. You don't clip coins neither. Get your fingers cut off. See, I got 10 fingers. My brother doesn't, though. But that's a story all in itself. He, you see, wanted to be an adventurer, and then he goes on about how his brother used to pick locks and find traps, and that didn't work out so well for him. And he does this story for about 20 minutes.
I will. I'm not going to stand there for 20 minutes to listen to Cedric go on.
Oh, well, that's really rude. I was in the middle of my story.
I'm
I'm
deciding.
sure you've got
I'm deciding whether I want to cut him off and ask if there's any way I can convince him for the good of the children to get me a little bit more silver powder. Like perhaps he has some ore that he can shave down.
That's all he's got.
Ah.
That's a very expensive commodity for a tiny podunk town like this.
How does the priest make his holy water?
Oh, well, he gets shipments in every once in a while of the stuff, but
You don't.
He'd sell it to you if you ask, I'm sure.
All right. Thank you very much, Cedric.
Oh, no problem. Do you still want the powdered silver?
No, thank you.
Oh, well, take care. Listen to my full story next time.
It's the only way to unlock the orichalcum that you need to give the old smith to get the bow staff that you give to the monk, who's then you get the beads, and then you give that to the bird, and the bird will take it and give you a shiny rock, and then you give the shiny rock to the penguin.
There is a fetch side quest that you might find. It's in chapter 6. I know exactly where it is because it's the only freaking fetch quest there is. There's no fetch quest chain like that. Everyone in the comments, there's no fetch quest chain.
I'm going to
Unless you want there to be, and that will be the difference.
Stretch
between
goal.
you
Stretch
for
goal
the
fetch
Kickstarter
quest.
or not.
It's a stretch goal.
I'm going to ask Elberin if he could buy some holy water for my spell, and I'll give him the money.
I could ask, I guess. I don't think he is very happy with me right now.
Yes, but I think he's furious with me.
Okay. I will do that.
So you go up the steps of the church. You walk in. There's people still walking in and out. Father Simon seems to be poring over some paper. He goes, "Oh, you're still here. Well,
My friends were hoping to buy some holy water. They found some evidence of sorcery outside of town.
where did you find this evidence?"
The Samson farm.
"Cursed place, plague-ridden. It'll be 25 gold pieces for a flask of holy water."
Right. Anybody give me any money to buy it?
Yeah, I gave you the
have-
money.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just
okay,
want you to
perfect.
deal with the priest, because I deal...
Yeah. Okay.
That is at
Well,
cost. That is what it costs us
certainly
to
do
make it, and how much it costs to bring in the silver.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to pay it.
You might stumble, Elberin, but you can still walk in the light. Choose wisely. And he turns back to whatever papers he's going over. It looks like he's looking at maps and like drawing circles and like routes for people. As you leave the church feeling a little scolded. But you have the holy water.
Feel a lot scolded. Albert doesn't like it when he pisses off the people in the church that are higher up than him.
So with the holy water in hand, you start making your way south again. And soon you are at the Samson farm once more. In the daytime.
Yay!
Your favorite place. the day.
Yay.
Scarecrow's back.
No, these are just on the map itself.
Gotcha. Here they were.
And I assume you all go back into the. No one locked the barn behind them, did they?
Yes, we did.
Oh
No,
yeah.
we did.
You did.
Yeah.
Okay.
I specifically did. Yeah.
Yeah, because we were like, well, if they don't know that we were here, we may as well cover our tracks as best we can.
So you unlock the door again. And when you do, you hear the flapping of wings. Something on the barn has just taken flight. But you see nothing.
Hmm.
Do you do anything?
I am actually going to cup my hand at my waist. I'm going to gather a sort of thick white swirl of cloud, and I'm going to underhand pitch it into the air and just take a blind shot into the sky. With
Okay.
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast. Roll your Eldritch Blast.
I'm getting real annoyed with these wings.
Ooh, this is a good
Double.
number.
That's an
Double
auspicious
13s.
number.
Yeah.
Double 13s. Unfortunately, no. Your blast goes into the air and dissipates, and you hit nothing.
I don't
And the
care for
wings
those wings.
fly into the sky, and you no longer hear them. But something you do believe is that you were being watched.
Well, it's a good thing that the mayor and his daughter are in the basement of the church.
Unlocking the barn, you see before you again that strange altar, the pit that leads down into the excavated area, and that ominous stone doorway. Do you go down the stone staircase?
Yeah, I'll crit a cast light.
Cast light? Okay.
Yeah, I'm good to take point going down.
Oh, do you have a lantern maze? Or either of you?
No.
I don't believe I have a lantern.
Well, if I kind of look around the barn. Is there anything like maybe on the wall or something, like an old lantern, like a smash lantern or something?
Not really. If you have torches though, don't you?
Yeah. I
Okay.
could light a torch.
I'm going to very quickly cast Prestidigitation. I'm going to make a little trinket.
Okay.
I'm going to basically just make like a very small, cylindrical and capped, like lantern shaped, just object out of like wood. And it's going to have like a little knob in the center. And I'm going to tell Maze to cast light on that little knob. Or actually, I'll pick up a stone, put it in the lantern, and cast light on the stone. Just so that
Sure.
it's less omnidirectional.
You can only have
Yeah,
one
like-
light spell active at a time, mind you.
Yeah. This is just where her light spell should be. So that
Okay,
it's
yeah.
less... Because I was thinking last night,
Right,
if we had a
lower.
lantern, Maze could have used that to hide the light more effectively.
Yeah, like a beacon lantern.
Okay. Yeah, sure. You have success. You've solved my lighting puzzle.
Aha!
You
Have you ever heard of Catterly and his like glowworm, like flashlight? You like take a scroll, and then you cast light in the scroll, but then at the end of the scroll you have like a circle that you can like sort of twist, so like it's bigger or smaller.
cute.
Basically like a magic flashlight.
Cute. When you said a glowworm, I just assumed like that 1980s, 1990s plush toy that has the glow
I mean
face.
that would also work.
Ah.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna move you guys to here.
Oh no, there's a broken casket.
You descend the stone staircase into sepulchral darkness, lit by your little lantern and guided by your paladin friend. And you come first to a chamber that looks very much like a crypt. The space is not very big, and there are 4 alcoves set into the walls, each bearing a stone sarcophagus's head. Above you, there's a chandelier made of bones, and there are broken urns and ashes scattered across the floor. At the far end of the chamber, there's another staircase leading downward. Next to one of the coffins, there is a discarded crowbar. You have descended about 30 feet into the earth at this point. Each of the sarcophagi has been pried open. It is very visible. And each one had a stone seal on it that has been cracked. One of them is more visible, and you can see that there are the long dead remains of some human or humanoid creature. The others, it seems like there was an effort made to push the lids back into place. And before you, there is a staircase that descends, and you can see the reflection of water. Something I'm going to get you guys to do for dungeons is I'm going to make you roll a dungeon initiative. So this way, everybody gets to do a thing in turn order. So if y'all want to click your little faces and roll an initiative.
Before we come down here, I'm gonna make sure I grab the lock and chain.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Oh, it doesn't look like I can touch my token there.
Touch my
Yeah,
token.
I also can.
Yep. I'm working on it. Let's get this fixed.
Yeah, no worries.
Save settings. There we go.
I got an 11.
It's literally half what you had last time. Okay. So Elberin, descending into the darkness, you come to this chamber as I previously described. You see the things that I immediately described as well, and that staircase leading downward. What do you want to do?
Great. Well, yeah, it seems odd to have a crypt under a barn. must predate the barn.
You suspect it does. You suspect this crypt is several hundred years older than the barn. And given the status of the excavation and how it was probably done post-mortem, you don't think the owners of the farm knew this was here. If
Okay.
they did, kudos to them for keeping it secret.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to step forward here and see what's in this hallway.
Now, I believe the fog of war is working, but please tell me if you can see things properly or not.
No,
The
so
only-
basically I moved my token up and nothing is moved back.
Okay. Can you see these areas that
there
I
we go.
reveal? So you have dark vision, so you can see that on one side of the staircase, there is a small tunnel that leads to a broken wall that has collapsed in. On the other end of the corridor, it seems that there is an opening. However, as you step down the staircase, you also are in a couple inches of water.
I
Okay.
can also see that. I don't know if it's per player is your intention or not.
No, it's everyone can see it.
Okay.
I don't have dynamic lighting. That's a paid for feature. I had it briefly and it was very enjoyable. Thank you, Roll20, for giving me a free sample of it. But I don't need it. People with money don't run Kickstarters.
Yeah.
Pledge to the Kickstarter.
Pledge to the
Love
Kickstarter.
you.
Get this. You can explore this tomb yourself.
You can get here too. If you've got dynamic lighting, you can show me how I did it wrong. I hear people on the internet love telling other people they did something wrong.
That doesn't sound like them.
Does that not?
No,
Not
I
people
think
who
you're
pledged this
you're
Kickstarter.
completely misguided, and you don't know anything about anything.
I think
I
you're
think-
both wrong.
I think you're confusing it with books.
I think the people who pledged this Kickstarter are sweet, understanding, lovable people who know what a good story is. All right, Elbrin, that was your movement. Did you want to do anything else?
that's me. No, I'm just checking out the hallway.
Sure. So yeah, there is another opening here that you can see. You can't see around the corner, of course. And then there is a collapsed tunnel that seems to have gone a ways to the left before, but does no longer. Maze, what do you do?
Could I do an interjection before the end of Elberin's turn?
Yeah, speaking's free.
Elberin, is this a holy place? Maybe.
That's a great question. I could use my divine sense before my turn ends there.
I'm surprised you haven't been just like flying off the divine senses left and right. You use your divine sense, and this is a desecrated place. This is an unholy location.
This is very much not a holy place.
In particular, coming from down the hall, you sense something, because it's 60 feet. So yeah, you sense a profane presence down the hall in the dark.
Okay. Well, yeah, I will communicate that, but that's as far as I'm going to go without the party, I think.
Sure. Maze, it's your turn.
I'm going to look at the sarcophaguses, you know what I mean? Sort of inquisitively as I go by.
Mhm.
And I get to the stairs. I don't know where the water starts.
It starts at the bottom of the stairs.
Okay, so she goes to like step down, but then realizes that there's water there, and stays at the stairs.
For sure. Do you take any actions?
No,
Okay.
I look like I'm very much concerned about the water.
I also neglected something. So divine sense also reveals other information. There are undead here. Oberon.
Oh, okay.
Elberon, sorry, not Oberon.
All right.
Um, so you know the presence of any being. You sense that there are 3 undead.
Okay. Well, that's going to be a problem.
Does he sense where they are?
Yeah, he knows they're here.
Oh, okay. The pinging. Okay.
The pinging, yeah.
But they're not in these 3 caskets.
No,
Okay.
no, these are just Ookum Spookum caskets. They are not containing any undead nonsense. Killian, what do you do?
I am going to continue to mutter. Or I'm gonna once again be muttering a prayer to Mob. I'd like to investigate this this one that I can see like the body in, and see if I can figure out like why this one is more messed up than the other 3.
For sure. Roll me an investigation check. You're not sure. It looks like whoever came down here probably came down here relatively recently, because this crowbar looks very out of place. It looks like someone just did a little bit more damage when they pried it open. That's as best as you can guess.
I'm gonna pick up the crowbar and just pocket it in my backpack.
Da-da-da-da! Crowbar acquired. Cool. Back to Elberin. What do, Elberu?
All right. Well, don't love undead. So I guess I shall advance upon them. So you said it's a couple of inches of water in here. Does it get any deeper anywhere?
That's hard for you to gauge
Okay.
without actually either testing it with just because it's dark water, so it's not reflecting any light.
Yeah, that's
it's
fair.
not. Yeah,
Okay.
but you assume the corridor is relatively level. So unless there's a staircase here, you're probably fine.
Okay. I'm gonna head over to the end of the hall here.
Sure.
Down the staircase you go.
When you get
You
here,
step forward and immediately drop 30 feet into a sinkhole.
when you get to here, a couple of things happen. A lantern flares to life, suspended from a rusted chain and emitting a violet glow. The dark crypt opens into a wide chamber lined with bookshelves. The air smells ancient and moldy. The chandelier made of bones is lit by a continual flame of bleak violet light, illuminating this ghastly library. And then a whisper seems to speak nonsense into your ears. You notice before you the beginnings of a staircase leading down further underwater. Just by the tip of the railing can you tell this. but you don't see anything else. What do you do? You've taken a couple steps, so you were here, so 5, 10, 15, 20,
Yeah.
25.
I think that's... Oh, okay, yeah, quite my movement then. So I guess I will step into the room, and I will take the dodge action, just to kind of catch my bearings in case anything comes out of here at me.
Sure. Give me 1 secundus.
Sure.
Can you guys see the initiative tracker's details?
Yes.
Yep.
I'm not in it.
Can you see? Then you can't see the details because you are in it,
Oh.
which is both good and bad.
I
can
see
you
everyone
that
else.
Can you see the 3 things I added?
Yeah, they all have 0 initiative still for me.
Yeah, they will for a second or two longer. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh,
DM's
good.
just
They're all
rolling-
clumped together.
I actually kind of prefer that a lot of the time as the DM. As a player, never. But so you step into this room, Elberin, and what ends up happening is rising out of the water is a spectral shape made entirely of darkness. It seems the light from the lantern casts a long shadow around you.
No.
And you have taken the dodge action. But it becomes
Good.
immediately apparent that these things are evil, wicked, and hostile towards you. Do you say anything? Speaking is a free action.
All clear, guys.
All clear. Everything's fine.
Well, I will call out that the dead rise.
Dead rise.
And,
Yep.
yeah, then just kind of growl, come on then.
Cool. Maze, you hear this from down the hall. The dead have risen. The dead rise. Come on. The water stands before you. What do you do?
When I hear Elberin say that, it like triggers something in my soul, I guess.
Yeah.
And immediately she doesn't give a shit about the water anymore, and runs over to here.
For sure.
And she says, "No, death is here now," and I turn undead.
Cool. So that makes them spooked of you, right?
Yeah, if they can hear me or see me.
Well, they can all hear you for sure. Trying to move as far away from you as it can. It can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you. Sweet. So they all have to make wisdom saves.
Ooh.
That's a nat 1 for the one immediately in front of you. This one here,
Really scared.
16. I think it makes it.
Yep.
And then the one furthest away, a 12.
13.
13. Okay, so 2 of these have been turned, so they must flee from you for how long?
1 minute or until they take damage.
Okay, sick. So the fight, the length of fighting, turned and turned. Awesome. So,
Take reactions, which is nice.
that is amazing. That is super good. This shadow that is immediately in front of you squeezes itself downward into the water and starts to slither through Elberin's feet and tries to escape you. It does provoke an attack of opportunity because even though it is amorphous, it still does that.
Don't take it.
I will 100% take it.
No, because
Yeah.
but it'll get damaged and then not be turned.
That is true.
So it's entirely up to you.
But
If you also hit it with your attack of opportunity, its speed becomes 0, so then it has to attack. It doesn't have to.
yeah, true. I'm just gonna let it go. Yeah, I'll let
It,
it go. Yeah.
it flees, and you can see through the light of this violet lantern, of this ever-burning torch, that it flees down the dark staircase into the unknown. That was its turn. So now it goes to Killian. You've heard a prayer to the Morrigan that has turned undead. You've heard your paladin friend say the dead have risen. What does Killian do?
Killian's gonna. How long were these stairs again? These ones?
Sorry?
How long were these
Sorry.
stairs again? Am I roboting? Oh God.
You're
There we
A
go.
roboting.
little bit.
How long are these stairs down again?
5 feet.
Okay. Well, I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I can't really see. I can't even see Elberin really from here.
You can make out a little bit of him, but you can't see much.
Yeah. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna be like, what's going on? Asking Maze.
I will say that. Oh well, I probably don't know what these things are, but I'd probably say they're shades, some sort of shades.
I think protection from evil is a touch spell.
Yeah, it is.
It is, yeah.
Oh, so I can't move and cast it.
10-foot pole, 10-foot pole.
I'm going to just ready an action that if I see a shade, I'm going to blast it. Or if I see an undead, I'm going to blast it.
Sure. I moved things in a weird way, so I need to fix them a little bit, but that's okay. So that one has already fled. This one that can attack. It will reach out a dark, shadowy hand towards you, Elberin, and it will try to touch you, sweet child. It will miss you, tragically.
Get ruined.
As it tries to touch you, you hear a voice whisper, "It took it. It took it. It takes." And that's its turn. This one now has to flee. And it flees into the darkness. Which now brings us back to Elberin's turn.
Great. Somebody's getting speared.
Do it up. A 12 will hit.
All right. They'll take 9 piercing.
9 piercing damage. 9 piercing damage. You notice, much like with the scarecrows, your spear on its own is not so effective against these things that don't seem to have a physical body.
Well, whatever keeps them off of me, I guess. And then I'm going to move over here.
Sure. Maze's turn.
Can you? I can't remember. You can move, cast, move, right?
Of course.
Okay, I'll move here and then use probably Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame. DC 13. Ha! Oh!
Hey!
It lights up as the light from Sacred Flame, the literal light from it, blasts this thing into oblivion and it disappears utterly.
Oh shit!
God damn.
And for the next minute, you are out of initiative.
Oh.
Well, we're in dungeon initiative.
You're in dungeon initiative, yes, but you effectively have 10 turns until these things stop fleeing, and then they have to come back. So you've really got 2 minutes. But with that, all goes quiet, and the spectral glow of this continual flame lights this library an eerie violet glow. The chain is rusty, and it swings a little bit with the new air that has been brought down into the crypt with you. Checking the books, all of them are incredibly soggy, moldy, and most crumble immediately if handled in any way. This has not been well preserved. The most interesting thing about this room, other than the continual flame on the chandelier, is that the staircase descends underwater
Oh God.
into utter blackness. You don't know how deep it goes, but something deep inside you gives you an ominous feeling. But also, roll insight checks, all of you.
Maybe you can try to pump it out.
Okay, Maze, given what you have seen earlier of this room and the implications of this excavation, it is likely that going further, whatever this place was excavated for, whatever people were hunting, they might have already found it.
Splash, 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 splash. What's going on, guys?
You see a continual flame suspended by a chandelier, and you see these moldy books and a stairway that leads down into the spectral darkness.
Oh my, everything's been poorly preserved.
I will also convey the fact that those things will be back quite soon.
Can I see anything through the
It
darkness?
looks like picked over.
The staircase goes down about 20 feet underwater.
Okay.
If you go and investigate.
Is like this just like wall?
It would be the
Like-
staircase would go down, but then there would be a hallway.
Okay.
So if you can
like,
breathe underwater and see in the dark, you're good.
I'm halfway there. So, like, because this is like a room, like a live, like these are all shelves.
Yep.
So if I'm Killian where he is there, like behind a shelf,
Yep.
and I'm looking up on this map, what's like directly in front of Killian? Like, is there a wall, or does it just sort of go off like above this hallway?
So it would be like a descending wall because it's a stairwell.
Gotcha. I don't feel particularly comfortable leaving those things here. So do we want to deal with them and then see what's on these shelves, or do we want to just get out?
I'm happy to check all that stuff out. I might actually see if I can't pull down this lantern.
Yeah. Do you want to hit the chain with anything? The chain looks very rusty.
I mean, I can hit it with my warhammer.
You'd have to throw it, but yeah.
How high up is the chain?
The room is about 15 feet tall, so the chain, I mean, you could reach it, but it would be easier to... Actually, I lied. Chandeliers aren't suspended that way. You could cut the chandelier at the anchor point. I wrote this in specifically for this, and I'm just looking at the text, and I replicated it on the map. So yeah, you can break it, because that's how chandeliers are designed. They're designed to be raised and lowered from the ground level. So any damage breaks this chain. And it is an ominous chandelier. It weighs about 25 pounds. It is made of bones, but it emits a constant violet light.
Okay. I'm going to pick that up and heave it down the stairs.
So by the time you do this, you see those shadows, like through the light of the lantern, you see those shadows starting to come back up, almost crawling up the staircase towards you. And when you huck that ominous lantern down into the darkness, and the light goes past them, they start following the lantern.
Oh. All right. That means they're going to leave us alone, then great. But I'm going to keep my eyes out anyway.
It seems like they are drawn specifically to the lantern's light. Within a moment or two, away from this room, away from you, the lantern seems to die down.
Okay. Do we get a look at anything that's down in the water aside from those shadows when the light's down there?
Sure. It seems it leads to a relatively large room. From what you can tell, it's hard because not only you're looking at it through like weird violet lantern glow, but you're looking at it underwater. It's murky. But it seems like there is some sort of just a round chamber. Just a round chamber. It might look like there's a pedestal, but it doesn't look like there's anything on it.
Okay, I get you.
Does it seem like did the shadows or shades, whichever they are, do they disturb the water when they move through it?
No.
And do we see them coming towards us or going away or not at all?
Roll a religion check, and or an arcana check, one or the other.
Oh well, I gotta do.
You got to do arcana because you're a bad wizard.
Oh, another 13.
It seems to you the lantern itself was keyed to a person's presence, so it goes off when no one's there. Very considerate. But the shadows are probably drawn to its spectral light.
So they don't.
They might be tied to it in some way.
I'm gonna I'm gonna just pass that information to the others, and I'm gonna keep an eye peeled up the stairs to see if any shadows are like crawling their way back.
It seems like when Elberin hucked that lantern down the stairs, they were crawling after the lantern.
But now that it's out, they might be like, oh, warmth or something, and come after us.
Yeah.
They don't seem to come back, but
Okay.
you can keep watch.
Yeah, I think you guys wanted to check the bookshelves out, right? So if you wanted to do that, I can keep an eye on the stairs.
Alrighty.
Yeah, you start going over the books, and like I said, most of them are in such rotten shape they crumble to the very touch. It doesn't look like there is much worthwhile here. You suspect, again, for whatever reason this place was excavated, for someone going all the trouble of digging this place up, hiding it, likely killing the previous owners of the farm. It's been 2 years. They probably have what they wanted in hand.
Are these books such that like you could read the titles from the spines?
There might be one or two of them that you could. Or every couple shelf there might be one or two of them, but not all of them. Some of them are just blank, old, rotten leather.
What do the titles that I can make out?
What languages do you speak?
I believe I just speak common because I'm a human with no intelligence.
You should usually get two, but that's okay.
Yeah.
If you only got the one, you've only got the one.
Oh, if I get two, then the other one's gonna be Sylvan, and I will speak it.
There are some Fey texts that you can find. Some of them are books of magic, and some of them are books about magic. So some of them are, like I said, magical theory crafting, and some of them were probably at one point spell books.
I'm going to take out the paper that I had that had the runes from the archway, and I'm just going to very quickly see if any of the books have like similar languages.
Yes. The archway was written in Draconic, so you note that some of the books are themselves also written in Draconic. You can fathom from gathering here that this was an arcane library, meant for collecting knowledge about magic and studying magical lore and history.
I'm going to... There's like no way to like remove any of these books. Like they're just like rotten, moldy,
They're
wet.
garbage. They're all garbage, yeah.
Okay. How are the shelves themselves?
Not great. I mean, they were wood, so they are bloated. They're in bad shape. They're not as bad as the books, I'd say, because wood can hold up a little bit better, but they are waterlogged. They're squelchy.
Does it seem like there's... Would there be any way to tell, like, how long this water's been in here?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. Like, to add to that, does it look like it just naturally came in here? Did someone flood it?
I'll let you, because I think stone cutting is a history check for dwarves. I'll let you all roll history checks.
History?
Yeah.
Or her story?
Either or. So, Elberin and Killian, through... Maze, you have no idea. You have no idea how this might have seeped in. Natural is your best guess. Killian and Elberin, looking around you, looking at the state of disrepair, the collapsed hallway, the flooding, the fact that it was buried. This place is several hundred years old, if not older. To Maze's point, it likely was just natural flooding. Like they're probably below the waterline. A well was built here after all. Lack of maintenance, water probably started to come in and just flood it. But this likely dates back to probably either around Sarah Alexander's time or shortly thereafter.
Well, if this place is this old,
Okay.
and we're likely below the waterline, maybe that wraith that came out of the well is related to this time period. Could be truly ancient. Or the specter.
Yeah, it could be. But yeah, unless we have a way past this water, I'm not sure what we can do about it.
All of you roll insight checks.
I don't want to go down there at all. I don't think we should go down there.
Oh yeah, Maze, you don't want to go down there at all. Killian, Maze, you jump on this immediately and realize scarecrows don't need to breathe.
Oh.
And if, well and truly, the person who made the scarecrows excavated this place, they had their servants likely do a very thorough sweep.
Well, we're not going to find those missing kids down here.
No, it doesn't seem that way. All right. Well, we can go and go to the Pendle farm. Because, yeah, like I said, unless we can find a way to move this water somehow, I don't think we can really go any farther in here, even if we want to.
I don't think we want to.
No, I'm mostly about finding those kids right now.
Find the children, save the world.
Is there anything off this way?
No, it's completely collapsed.
Okay.
Again, the structure is very old and was not well maintained. Buried, it's in rough shape. Gloomy, sopping wet, dank. And I mean like dank because you smell like ancient water, ancient tomb water. You exit the crypt, the buried ruins. You climb out of the pit, past the eldritch altar, the strange sigils. It strikes you that it is odd that they didn't just bury it right away, but there is almost something unholy about this place, maybe sacred to the wicked. But locking the barn back up and making your way to the Pendle farm, the atmosphere kind of changes. Again, the Samson farm is abandoned and gloomy. But as you make your way to the Pendle farm, you hear delightful sounds of life again. The clucking of chickens, the lowing of cows. And as you approach the farm, you hear a voice call out, "Walla! We got visitors! What's that, Anna?" As two women who look identical come down the road, or come towards the road carrying baskets of laundry and baskets of vegetables. Say, "Now I don't recognize y'all. You new in town? Why don't you come on by for a stop of tea?"
I immediately just start blasting.
And that is where we will end the session.
We open up. Yeah. Yeah, we immediately riddle them with bullets.
They were evil the whole time. Thank you once again for playing Rise of the Black Coven with me here today. This was session 3. Y'all are still level 2, and you have just met the Anna and Wyla Pandal, and I hope you have a fabulous time next session with them. Thank you, everybody who's watching. I haven't been keeping track of the chat because I have to DM the whole thing. I hope you guys all had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Thank you for running it.
No problem.
Thank you for
How are you
showing
guys-
it off on my stream.
Oh my gosh. I just feel so special. I feel like the prettiest girl at the party. How are you guys enjoying, or how did you guys enjoy this session? Do you have any questions? Do you have any theories? I always love to check in after we wrap up to see how people are feeling about stuff.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not really trusting anyone at this point.
I haven't
Fair enough.
I haven't encountered a single drop of evidence against my initial theory that these two are evil, and yet I'm starting to doubt it because I just start doubting everything eventually in these horrible campaigns you run.
Why is it horrible? Is it horrible because it's just everyone is a suspect?
Yes.
Aw, shucks. That's
Oh.
what the mystery's all about.
That's
Luckily, you guys have like magic and skills, and you can roll to figure things out. So
Hit points again.
and hit points.
yeah. I don't have 4 hit points anymore.
I hope that was
Yeah.
a little scary.
Always
That was
nice.
terrifying. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna be here, and there's a bunch of scarecrows, and then there's a bunch of stuff we don't even know what's there.
So my previous party, they like to aggro literally everything all at once always. It's just their modus operandi, and it's gotten them into trouble, but they're also kind of OP at the same time. So there's like scarecrows, let's fuck them up now, and they're just like, let's draw all the scarecrows to us, or just that sort of thing. Shadows, yeah, let's just fight them. No turn undead, no priests for us. We fight.
That was fantastic.
That's very good. I love it when player characters' abilities work. I know it makes for the combat was over like that, but combat. Anyone watching, if your DM thinks that combat has to go a certain number of rounds, it is so much nicer if you can just like go through combats. Have more smaller combats, and they're so much more satisfying in the long run.
Yeah, agreed.
One big combat every once in a while, super cool, but also lots of little combats, tasty snacks.
Yeah.
So no one trusts anyone. That's great. You want to blast the twins right away, also great. Yeah, I'm excited for
We're
next
not
session.
actually gonna just immediately open fire on them.
No.
It's kind of
We'll wait for round 2 at least.
like, again, my previous party, they antagonized literally everyone in this village.
We were doing so well until,
I think we're still
Oh,
doing well.
You're still doing quite well.
Like there's no way to not make someone mad about
Yeah.
getting the mayor
I
and
guess
the
we-
daughter gone.
Yeah, and you did turn them around. You and Elburn did turn some people around.
yeah. There were like torch and pitchfork mobs fighting each other in my other group because the party galvanized half the town against. It was like mayor's side versus Father Simon's side, and they were ready to fight each other. Like the town was tearing itself apart because of their antics.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed the session. I hope you guys are excited and intrigued for what happens next. To everyone watching in the chat, I hope you guys had a good time. If you haven't supported the Kickstarter, if this hasn't convinced you to support the Kickstarter, I'm sorry, we'll do better next week. Hope you tune in next week.
No.
and-
If this hasn't convinced you to support the Kickstarter, then there is no pleasing you.
Get out! We don't want your money. Well,
We very much want your money.
we want your money. That's kind of a lie. Yeah.
Yeah.
thank you again, Mage, for hosting the stream. Everybody, like, subscribe, and follow NecroMage TV.
I'm on that 10 sub creep. I'm
I don't know
crawling
what
my
that
way up
means.
there. If you've got Amazon Prime, then you have a free subscription. You can just give it to me.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, it's like $2.50 that Jeff Bezos won't get.
That's awesome. Okay, everyone who has Amazon Prime, this is an appeal to all of you.
Yeah.
Subscribe to NecroMage TV and deny Jeff Bezos $2. Don't you want to deny a billionaire $2? That's amazing. You're already paying for Amazon Prime. You might as well subscribe to NecroMage TV.
It's true.
But yeah, Kickstarter runs until July 11th, and we hope that you will support, pledge, and subscribe. God damn it!
It's very close to being funded.
Oh my god, I'm a lot less anxious than I was, but my anxiety's still hovering at around like an 8. I've gone down from 12 to 8. We're good.
That's good.
Yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful evening.
Yep. We'll be playing next week. We'll be playing again next week. We should probably say that.
We will be playing again next week, 6:30 Atlantic time.
Yeah.
I will be posting it on social media again. We'll be posting it in our Discord channels.
You can join the NecroMage TV Discord. I always ping everybody every time I go live, this included.
You became a total robot for me, so you're gonna have to repeat that statement 100%.
You can join the NecroMage TV Discord, link below. I always ping everyone every time I go live there.
Sick.
Unless you're a cop.
If you're a cop, you legally have to tell us.
That's true.
If you're a paladin,
you have to get into the Kickstarter.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is
Like,
obligational.
It's a legal
Cops,
requirement.
y'all have done a lot to the queer community.
You bastards, but
And you need to start subscribing to queer content. You need to pledge to this gay Kickstarter. Ironically, there's not as many queer characters in Ravensburg. There's one. You've met her. It hasn't come up yet. It will. It's about to. But, you know, we'll reveal that later. There's queer everywhere in this campaign.
Happy
In
Pride.
addition to, like and
Don't-
subscribe.
its own creature type.
Don't what?
Is it its own like creature type, like subtype?
Oh, don't say that.
Oh no.
No. Oh, you just got canceled by so many letters
no.
of the acronym.
No, I thought there was like like different types of elves, dwarves and no.
Yeah, let's start defining humans into subtypes. That always goes well.
Oh God. All right.
So let's get these stopped with fifth edition, thankfully.
Yeah. Yes.
Thankfully.
God, it took them long enough.
It's all going off the rails.
Yeah. Our sign off is also.
Yeah,
going
we
off
gotta
the rails,
let's
so-
everyone we gotta get out of here.
I love everyone.
All right. We love you all. Goodbye.
We love you.
All right.
Have a good night.
Have a good night. Bye.
Love you. Bye bye.